Watching TV, watching TV. Used to keep searching for something to see. Then my mom, she got smart. She got me video art. 16 colors set me free. Now the best thing on TV is me, video art. Draw my own stuff, make my own shows. It even erases, see, off it goes. Video art. Now the best thing on TV is me, video art.
With Wrestling Superstars, it's like having a real match right in your own home. There's Jimmy Superfly Snuka, the Iron Sheik, Hulk Hogan, and Big John Studd. And now you can fly 'em and flip 'em in the Sling 'em Wrestling Ring. Wrestling Superstars and new wrestling ring, each sold separately from
My kids are wild about E.T. Now there's a whole collection of E.T. toys. This one talks. Oh. There's Elliot on his bike with E.T. and a spaceship. Here he comes. Aren't these little E.T.s cute? Wind this guy up, he walks. Almost like the real E.T. My kids really love their E.T. toys. They actually believe E.T. lives in their closet. The E.T. Toy Collection from LJN.
Getting the toy you want on sale when you want it is a real game of hit or miss. And miss, and miss. But at Child World, every toy is priced as low as possible every day. You'll discover our low price on LJN's video art, just $89.99 every day. Kids use the cartridge cards to color in all sorts of fun characters. Or they can draw from their own imagination. So forget the toy sale game. Discover how much less toys can cost at...
You've been Back to the Future at the movies. Now go there on your NES. In Back to the Future 2 and 3, a double mission to save the future. LJN's Back to the Future 2 and 3. Get it while there's still time.
The Nintendo World News with Mario.
We go direct to the ringside at the WWF WrestleMania Challenge. Ready, kid?
Just watch me whip the Macho Man.
And here he comes, 250 pounds of lean, mean muscle. What a leg drop! Wow!
An elbow smash.
And a body slam! Let's see that again. Is that the end of the Macho Man?
No way. I want a rematch.
This is Mario for WWF WrestleMania Challenge.
Nintendo.
In the ring, out of the ring, out of control.
WWF Royal Rumble on Super NES 16 Meg Mayhem.
This guy's rocking.
It's perfect. With more WWF superstars than ever before.
Unbelievable 6 men in the ring at once.
No holds barred. Anything goes action.
It's a slugfest.
That's perfect. Each wrestler's specialty move.
Complete mayhem.
The Tombstone Pile.
It's out of control.
The Bonsai Trap.
Total chaos.
The perfect plex.
Oh, did you see that?
WWF Royal Rumble on Super NES.
Get it now.
Perfect.
Nobody beats Macho Man.
You can get right in the action in the ring with Wrestling Superstars figures. The big names are here and they're ready. It's corner-to-corner excitement. Match your moves against the other guy. Have your own WrestleMania with all your favorite figures. Because you're in the ring with the WWF Wrestling Superstars figures. Figures, ring and cage sold separately. Assembly required. It's a grand toy.
I can beat anyone.
What'd you say, boy?
That's impossible.
Rough Riders 4x4. You can try to stop them.
Introducing Rough Riders 4x4 new Impossible Super System. Snap-together pieces let you create all kinds of setups, battery not included.
Impossible.
12 feet of twisting roadway lets you create the Impossible Corkscrew. So now you can take your Rough Rider places it's never been before.
Impossible.
Rough Riders 4x4 Impossible Super System comes with vehicle and all you see here. New from...
Aim. Punish. The Punisher for Nintendo. Explosive arcade action. State-of-the-art weaponry. Got the guts? The Punisher for Nintendo from LJN. Everything's a target. Even you.
Playing the Back to the Future Nintendo game. I'm stuck in the past and I gotta get out. Quick, or we all fade away to nothing. Uh-oh, bullies. Ah, you missed. Have a mark, musclehead. I'll clean it up, Mom. I promise. This takes perfect timing. Almost. Mom? Dad? This?
Back to the Future. It's almost like being in the movie. An interactive game.
There are tons of companies that entered the video game market. After all, it was a quite lucrative industry. One company in particular focused on making toys and took the initials of their investor, Norman J. Lewis, and reversed it, creating a company that lives in infamy for creating some of the worst games that we ever encountered. Today, we begin our conquest on LJN. What is up, everybody? Obviously, I didn't fix my transitions because I didn't really care at all about anything other than one very specific thing today, and that was the interview that I had today, which was awesome. I guarantee you, there's nothing anybody can pop into the chat and say, short of winning the lottery, that can say that they had a better day than me, as far as I'm concerned. I had a wonderful day today. I had a great day today. For anybody who doesn't know, I sat down and talked. I was supposed to only talk to him for 20 minutes. I just asked for 20 minutes. He gave me an hour and 10. It was just this comfortable conversation about video game history, etc. I hope this series picks up because I would love the idea of talking to more industry figureheads. I think that would be great. Josh, dude, I was just saying. I don't know if you heard it. I only asked Mr. Williams to give me 20 minutes of his time. He gave me an hour 10, and we just talked about everything Sierra. It was so cool. It felt natural. I don't think I've ever seen him smile and laugh as much. He So I want to show y'all a picture because he sent me an email, right? And he's like, this is the media package that we used when we promoted the game that we just released. I know that some of you might remember we talked about Colossal Cave, the remake that he did with his new company, the reimagining thing. He's there's something interesting that he sent me, and he mentions it in the video. And let's see. Look at this. Y'all know who that is? Sitting in that chair? You probably don't. You need to be rather old to know who that is, and you can't tell because he's wearing a VR headset, so I'll let you know. That's William Crowther, the creator of Colossal Cave Adventure in 1979. He was old then. This man is really old now, and sitting, playing the game on VR in the comfort of his home, playing a VR remake of the game he created 50 years ago. I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. Lucha, I think it might be on your end. I would go ahead and I'll go ahead and check. Let's see what Twitch is outputting. Half a century later, 50 years later. 50 years later. Dude, this guy's got such an amazing mustache. Scone bone. No, everything's fine on my end. I think it's on your end. Yeah? Okay, good. I'll go back to that picture so you can see it. But yeah, that's William Crowther right there. He was old when the game was released. William Crowther. Yeah, this is him. I was like, geez. And for those of you who don't know, that Adventure was the first ever adventure game. It was the first. It was on a teletype, and for anybody who doesn't know what it's like, I'll go ahead and pull it up. Colossal Cave. Let's see if we can find... this is it right here. Should like instructions? No, and it's going to say, you're standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. A small stream flows out of a building and down a gully. Everybody remembers that. This was the first ever, not only text adventure, but adventure game in general. It was on a... telesystem, so you would type it in and then it would go and it would like start to print it out, and you'd have to wait. And from this game, some of the greatest games ever, that were created were born from this idea. And it was so nice to sit down and talk to Mr. Williams, and he was so kind. I have a few pictures. I sent Moo a behind-the-scenes picture because the Patreon supporters that I have do get behind-the-scenes stuff for all of my YouTube videos. Yeah, it was just a good day. I couldn't stop smiling. And like in my mind, I'm like, please don't fuck this up. Please don't fuck this up. like sitting there just like holding in the fact that this man contributed to 80% of my video game knowledge, right? In his own weird way, and I don't know if he realizes that. So it was a great big thanks for the pick. Oh yeah, you bet, anytime. All right, let's go ahead and hop into this. We're playing disc 3. We're still on disc 3. We're trying to get through trying to beat it. But it's been interesting. By the way, for anybody who didn't stick around last night, we got up to 53 shines in Mario Sunshine. So we should be beating Mario Sunshine next week, at least knocking out all of the silly Shadow Mario levels that we're obligated to do just to advance the plot, because that's where the plot is going to be held up at that point. So, whew! Oh, I had a good day. Pissed myself with delight, bro. Pissed it. But obviously, I'm not going to put an hour-long interview on YouTube, so we're going to doctor it up with some alpha roll footage, stuff like that, so that we can make it. I can't stand Sunshine. Sunshine's a horrible game. In many ways. Do y'all hear a buzzing? Oh, yeah. Okay. Hold on. We got a failure of the cables. That's fine. We do troubleshooting here. It's okay. Fuck! Dude just ripped it out. Holy shit. Behave yourself. Alright. Whew. Soju is a heck of a drink. The memories we had, though. Who are you? Which one of my drinking buddies are you? Alright, let's see. 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. This one. Yes. Goodness. I don't remember what we were doing. Oh, is this after we killed that monster that damn near annihilated us? Yeah, okay. So I need to go back and buy all of my restoratives because I've managed to... Kun-san, take a guess. Drinking buddies. I don't know if I want to dox the people that I served with, though. Were you a member of Debrief or Avionics? Or were you a crew chief? Let's make a game out of this. Yeah, I don't think we want to... We're going on a last name basis here. Let's see. Let's buy something. I'm just waiting. None of those. Ammo? I don't know. Who's your drill sergeant? No, none of my drill sergeants I ever encountered ever again in my life, and I'm kind of glad because they weren't bad, but maybe. Oh. You know, the worst part about Korea is I remember everybody, but I forgot everything else. Are you a very skinny, tall, white man? Was it Spider-Man? Did you serve with Spider-Man? Probably. I served with so many green wizards, it was stupid. The amount of shit I was seeing at the end of the day was something else. Just remember that Triax murder from Korea. Yeah, no, that's a real thing. That happened. Okay, say hello to my other brother at the other place. What's the other place? Yellow! What about Yellow? Yellow! It was Operation Paul Bunyan that cut down the tree. I don't really talk anything about the military anymore just because I'm so fucking done with it. But yeah, it's Paul Bunyan. They took like 13 tanks just to go chop down a tree because they killed one of our guys. That one tree out of the entirety of Korea was planted by the divine sovereign, right? The divine sovereign. That was Kim Jong, whatever the fuck, right? By the way, did you hear about the new release of Contra that happened on Steam 3 days ago? I got surprised finding yesterday it's called Contra Operation Galuga. Yes, I talked about it. Yeah. I talked about it in 10 more NES games that you should play. And what's funny is that the artistic director of Operation Galuga popped in and said thank you so much for actually mentioning it. And I found it very interesting. I hope that he still watches the channel. I think he subscribed, if I remember right. Oh, I would... So, when I talk to people about Korea, and feel free to message me on Facebook so I know who it is. Obviously, you know me, and obviously I know you, because I didn't just drink with anybody. But, get up! Fuck. Okay, he's fine. He'll be alright.
Burning rush.
What am I doing? What were we talking about? Sorry, I had a brain fart. Yeah, no. Bro, we had to talk you into it. To drinking with other people. Alright, I'm going online. I'm gonna see which one of you motherfuckers are online right now. Every one of you is getting a dick pic until I figure out who it is. Every single one. Every single one's getting a picture of this dick. So no, so the interview isn't. It was not something that I did live. It was something that we went on Zoom together, right? And we just talked. And I recorded my audio through Audition, and he recorded the audio for whatever he wanted to do. And I recorded it just in case there was something after the fact. He's like, "Hey, I don't really want to talk about that. Can we take this out?" I could be like, "Sure, yeah, we can do that." And you can't do that with a live stream, right? Especially with the amount of stuff that I have, all the alerts that I have that pop off. So what I'm going to do, Sibo, is that I have an hour 10 worth of talking with him, and I'm going to break it into two pieces, right? It's just going to be easier that way. When we're talking about YouTube algorithms, it's going to be easier that way. I think everybody who watches me on YouTube, they know I don't make videos for robots, so I don't particularly care how the video performs. That's not what the point of the video is, right? The point of the video is to sit down and have an honest conversation with somebody who is so impactful in the industry. And whoever sees it, but it will at least be there forever. Because I don't think YouTube's going to go away anytime soon. There's no way. Not with a desire for information unless, things go horribly wrong. I would ask how your day was, but I know it was a good one. Oh, it was a great day. I had a great day. One day, I hope to be so rich, right, that I can have a scale model of my own boat behind me on a shelf. Because he does. Alright, let's go. Let's get out of here. I'm ready for this disc to be over with. I'm ready for it to be done with. Because I'm done. Yeah, he has a scale model of his boat behind him. Look. What? This is the Tower of Flanville. It's the ruin where the moon mirror was placed. It's a swirl! Again, this doesn't seem to be built by humans. No, it's not. According to the legend, it was the Wingleys' floating fort during the Dragon campaign. I heard. Bro, it's more than a Sierra dev. That's the founder of Sierra that I talked to today. I'll pull up some of the stuff. I'll let y'all watch the first few, Y'all care enough to look at it. Let me see. Yeah, dude, if you could see, I am at least 25% chubby right now. At least a 25% half chub. 25% half chub? I don't think that works. That's not how math works. So yeah, here. This is the beginning of it.
Hello everybody, my name is Fortifier, and today I have the luxury of sitting down with one of the most influential people in video game history. As we know, he's the creator of our favorite childhood memories. You might know him as Chief Kiniwawa or Kenny the Kid and Freddy Farkas, but I know him as the pariah of point-and-click genre, and the creator of Online Systems, which would eventually become Sierra. And currently, the big bad boss man at Cygnus Entertainment, Mr. Ken Williams. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing great. It feels like just yesterday we were having this conversation. For anybody who doesn't know, I messed up, forgot to hit record, but we only went about 10 minutes into this. So See, I just wanted to start off by saying congrats on a proper release of Colossal Cave. I know that that was a very exciting release, not only for yourself, especially since it's been quite a long time since we've seen you do anything in the industry, especially after, Sierra went through all of its acquisitions. And I know it was very exciting for folks in the late 70s who experienced it for the first time, playing Don Woods' Adventure, William Crowther, depending on which version you played. I was actually going to ask you about that. Which version?
I should comment on that. The one of the coolest things about this project was that we got to interact with Don Woods and William Crowther.
I like seeing the happiness in his face when he's talking about meeting the people who created, the genre.
Him to be, kind of doddering old man, to be polite or impolite.
Y'all see that boat behind him? That's a scale model of his boat in his own home.
Yes, and no, his emails back to us when he was QAing the game showed his personality. It was like Roberta's emails with tons of good information and history, and sooner or later I'll publish those. And then recently, William Crowther sent a picture of him playing our game in VR.
No way!
It's such a historical thing to imagine him at the birth of the computer industry.
He's healthy.
Writing one of the very first ever text games. And then now he's playing it in VR. So it's this nice symmetry, I guess, or whatever, for the game.
So if there ever was a moment in your life where you had like a little bit of a fanboy moment, it'd be that exact moment. You probably never would have thought that you're sitting in front of a teletype and here, 50 years later, you've got an old man strapped to the face of the VR, reliving.
Definitely a fanboy moment.
That's incredible. So Icebreaker. Rube Goldberg devices. What's your take on them?
Well, obviously,
this one's for you, Moo. I asked this question for you.
Machine, and was done by our Dynamics division, and it just blew me away. I don't have much of an attention span, so I need a game where I can just get in and be effective immediately and play and have fun. And that was the Incredible Machine was the first of its type that I could remember, where you could just go in and
I talked to him for an hour, 10 minutes,
kind of randomly, and do fun stuff and on-screen physics, some stuff that hadn't been done too much, and just fun game. That and their pinball game. Those were the two that really kind of consumed.
I've played I don't remember the name of the pinball game, but I do. There was a period in time where I think it was on My Abandonware or GOG, one of those websites that preserve the older video games that are either shareware, abandonware, vaporware, etc. And I played it, and I was like, wow, this is good. And I think the only thing for me that could have rivaled it was that initial pinball set that came with, was it Windows 95, the Space Cadet, 3D Space Cadet?
I remember, did Bill Budge do a pinball game? I don't know, but like anything Sierra, because our pinball game did good, we released it in a lot of different flavors. I think we did a horror version, and I don't remember what, but we managed to pad it out to 5 or 6 products.
I need to check those out. So for me, at least from my experience in playing Sierra games, it's been isolated to the point-and-click era. However, my mother did grace me with the Lost Mind of Dr. Brain somewhere in the mid-'90s, and that made me hate life for about a solid year.
Now, when we started Cygnus, that was kind of the first thing that came to mind.
Oh, absolutely.
I wanted to do Dr. Brain-style games. I was trying to think how to position away from competition.
John Romero hates me. He will never talk to me. I don't want to talk to him either. Nope.
To try to find a space in the market.
Nope.
That we could succeed. And then Roberta had the idea of remaking the old adventure game, and so we went that direction.
I think that was a great decision, because like I said,
I'll tell you what happened after this.
Those specific times in video game history are so overlooked, because the sheer capacity of individuals like William Crowther to create a world with words in a time where visuals really weren't a thing, right? I'll cover that when we get to that, because I do want to cover early history and how you and Miss Roberta interfaced with Colossal Cave and how it felt in that moment to play it. But I do have 2 other little quick questions, and this is more of a hobby thing for you. You've done a lot of cool things. You've sailed across oceans.
For those of you who don't know, Ken Williams actually is the first person to take a hobby boat and sail across the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans.
Yeah.
So is that your favorite alternative, hobby, other than creating video games, marketing video games effectively, which is primarily what you did? Is it sailing?
I am kind of. There's only two things that I really do a lot of, and it's boating and computers. So if I'm awake, I'm probably at my computer. And when we sold Sierra, we kind of retired for 20 years and just took our boat and went around the world, visited 27 countries on a little boat, and we kind of got a second 15 minutes of fame. I mean, there's almost any, at one point, now it's calmed a little, but we could go into almost any marina in the world and everybody would recognize us. And it was from, we were the first powerboat to a personal powerboat to cross the Atlantic, and then we went across the Bering Sea, and we've been kind of all over the place.
That's awesome. That's a dream. That's a dream in and of itself. At some point, I hope, once all the kids...
So I don't want to show you all the whole video because I will sit down and watch that whole damn interview if given the chance. So John Romero. So for those of you who don't know, I used to work on a project called the Ready Go Gaming Show, and it is a deep dive, and that show still goes on. I just haven't really worked on it as much because I'm afraid I'm going to lose a lot of the viewership that I have if I jump to a format that is 40-50 minutes long. A lot of where I am now on YouTube is born from me making short form content, and it's not... I know it may seem like it's an easy format to do, just to pick 10 games off of a list and make a video, but there's a lot of stuff I do behind the scenes. And so as a content creator, which is a term I vehemently hate, because content creator is a stupid name, I'm a video producer, right? So I need to think what's going to work effectively for you and what's going to get exposure on YouTube to some capacity, right? So I've been kind of afraid of releasing Ready Go Gaming Show and Generations because I don't know if people will really enjoy it as much as the short form stuff. But for John Romero specifically, episode 3 of the Ready Go Gaming Show was about id Software, and at the time I wasn't too good at fact checking things because I was basically taking Wikipedia articles and making videos. And yes, it was stupid. And yes, I regret it. And yes, I could have done better. And yes, I knew it. As soon as I said tall, skinny white man, I was like, oh yeah, that's you. Because you're the only person who's like, hit me up on the, give me the link. So John Romero sees the video, and he goes on Twitter, and he goes on this rampage saying, this is video game history told wrong. Why? Because I didn't stroke his dick. At all. I openly stated that id Software failed because of John Romero's ego. He didn't like that very much. And at the time, I was just a lowly video maker, right? I wasn't like great. Get yourself a jelly bean, daddy. I'm going to eat this after I talk because I'm very passionate about this. So John goes on Twitter and he has this little rampage, and everybody comes to bat for me saying, he's just trying to make videos and tell your story. Like, you did crash id Software into the ground with Daikatana. No, everybody fucking knows that, right? And I talked about how Sandy Peterson left because he did, and American McGee left, and how Tom Hall left to go create 3D Realms, like all of those companies working with like Duke Nukem and some of the other projects that were going on. And he didn't like that very much. So much so that his wife, Brenda, sent me an email apologizing on behalf of John. And she was like, he's been very stressed out lately. Doing what? Manicuring his mane? Fuck that guy. And what's better, I forgot about this. John Romero streams on Twitch now. And I went in there and I subbed, right? And I was like, hey, I'm the kid that made you really mad about 2 years ago with the Ready Go Gaming Show. And he looks at it and he goes, and then keeps playing, stupid John Romero face that he does. So, is what it is. I'm gonna chew on this disgusting Band-Aid flavored jelly bean now. I'm gonna call you 404 though. Oh no. Well, might as well get the flavor out, right? But it's very good to see you. I do see. I really do want to check in on my friends. That time in Korea was the happiest year of my life, and I don't know why, because it didn't make sense. Nothing made sense in Korea. The amount of shit we were working, the amount of exercises. I just go back to thinking I was happy for one whole year, and nobody could take that away from me. The people that I was hanging out with at that smoke pit, right? That was a damn good year, and the food was good, and the journeys were good, and the drunk adventures. You know, I still talk to Pritchett and Shakes all the time, and you know, it's another fucking Band-Aid. God damn. Oh. Oh no. Dude, so I go back to my pictures in Korea and I see how skinny I was. I was like, oh goddamn, that's where the alcoholism started, huh? Jesus Christ, double Band-Aid. Yucky. So every time somebody subscribes to the channel, I eat a Bean Boozled jelly bean. It's the least I can do. Just get skinny again. I've lost a lot of weight, actually. Hardblade. This is my favorite enemy in the whole game. He looks like a pipe cleaner spider. Really creative, Japan Studios. Interesting. Well, I never know what it's gonna be, you know. You for like what, a month straight, it was like, okay, what's our next ROM hack? What's our next DLC? Lift heavy. So I gotta be careful with how I work out because of my neck injury, right? The Air Force left me with a destroyed neck and the body of a 50-year-old at 31, which is tough. I actually got put down for the count for a little bit because I sneezed. And when you have a C5 injury like I do, when you sneeze, it feels like somebody's taking a sledgehammer to both of your elbows at the same time at full swing. It's one of the worst feelings in the world, and it really sucks. But I'm 100% VA, and my wife will probably be 100% VA, and we'll never have to work ever again. And we can live the life we want to live, and we can give the life for our kids that they want to have as well. It'll be nice. By the way, yo, check this out. I forgot to tell y'all, because y'all remember how pissed off I was about that other house and how we lost the internet? We have another house that we're checking out this Saturday on 10 acres with fiber internet, and it's good fiber internet, like 2 gig fiber. I'm excited. I'm hoping that this works for us, because that would totally fit the bill for what we're trying to do with our year-long garden and stuff. Spirit ring. Where do I go? Okay. I hope it works out too. That'd be pretty cool. If you eat every sub, that might be a problem. Dude, I shit rainbows some nights. It's insane. I think the worst was when I had to do a 5-bomb of Carolina Reapers. I thought I had to go to the ER. I can't do the spicy beans anymore because stomach ulcers. I gave myself fucking stomach ulcers for your entertainment. It happened. It's not good. Oh, and I did get told that I might be able to talk to Roberta, so we'll see. I'm not gonna be as open to talk to Miss Roberta because she is very private about her life, and I don't blame her, right? I don't blame her. CT Fletcher? Who's CT Fletcher? It was you. It was 100% you, but that's okay. You know I love you. Please keep your personal business to yourself. We are just YouTube's viewers and nothing more. Well, goddamn, Trollbot, I'm sorry. Brown and dark brown normal if other colors get checked. Well, it's just the amount of damn jelly bean. What's going on here? No, don't do a maze. Not now. What? Did I figure it out the first time? Oh shit. Okay, cool. Ooh, mage ring. That might actually be pretty good.
Divine Shadow _ 18 has purchased 10 packs.
Oh boy! What are we in for today? Lots of surgeries messed it up. Oh no. Miss Roberta, so the reason why Miss Roberta Williams left Sierra is the exact problem with gamers historically, right? She was passionate. She was passionate about King's Quest. That was her baby. And she released number 8, and it wasn't good, but she had never coded in a 3D environment before. Nobody in the gaming industry gave her a chance. It wasn't fair. You know what I'm saying? There's a power lifter who got really fucked up and they said he would never lift again. He pushed and lifted heavy again, but at the cost of like breaking the shit out of his neck. Did the ghost pepper for 4 beers and it still haunts me. Oh my god, no thank you. No, ooh. And I'll be the first to say, you know, King's Quest VIII really isn't that great. It's not a good game. But that, she didn't deserve to be pushed out like that. She's one of the most influential women in video gaming, period, dot. Right? Period. But if I talk to her, it probably won't be as much about the video game side of things, because she is an accomplished author. She did write some books, so I might talk to her about some books. And stuff like that. I just want to watch a stream, not hear every nook and cranny about your personal stuff. Thanks. Well, too fucking bad. Sorry. Do. Now I'm going to show you every nook and cranny. We're getting naked here. The moon mirror is in there. You gotta try a little bit harder than that, man. You gotta try a little bit harder than that. I've been in the game for a very long time. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Let's see. The Dragoon spirit of the Divine Dragon is resonating. Lloyd, finally, we cornered him. I doubt it. Well, there's a save spot, which means that this is gonna be a fight. So let's go ahead and save. Manchester. Ah. The amount of times I got punched in the chest. That's probably why my neck's so fucked up. I got punched in the chest for Manchester. I remember that was the time when it was like stupid. It was more popular to punch buggies with Volkswagens. Okay, so Burning Rush is 5. I'm going to go ahead and keep my strongest editions because I feel like we're walking into a fight. Face the chest because we got in trouble. Remember when Austin stole one of my friends, for anybody who doesn't know, I don't want to use first names, but one of my good friends stole a traffic cone off the roof of the dining facility, and it ended up in our dorm room somehow. And then we bought a hooker. We bought a hooker in Korea, which was interesting. We invested some time and then proceeded to get shit-faced. Literally, because we were too performance anxiety shy, if you will, to do anything. Sorry, YouTube Chatterford has like 8 kids. He was in the military. He's so depressed and alcohol-ridden that you can't hurt him as much as he hurts himself now. Nobody can tell me anything I haven't said to a mirror 6 inches from my face. Like, no. And no, we didn't catch anything. To this day, I can strongly say I've never had an STD, and that brings me eternal joy. Eternal joy. Okay, what are we doing? Additions. We need to check Albert. We need to heal up Albert. I didn't really want to use this now, but you know what? I'm gonna gamble. We're gonna gamble, but we're still gonna save. Come into here, Korean hooker. That's how it should be. Roberta Williams was a fun, interesting writer, but not a very good writer. I could see that. I feel like Miss Roberta was very good at providing the ideas for stuff and then executing those ideas, but as time went on, I feel like the environment around her changed a little bit more than what she was comfortable with dealing with. Because in my opinion, Phantasmagoria is one of the coolest games I've ever seen, or, I've played. Phantasmagoria 1 is great, but Miss Roberta had nothing to do with Phantasmagoria 2. And I will say in the interview, check this shit out, Ken is very interested in Phantasmagoria 3. Very interested in potentially working on that. Moo. And he also mentioned that he would be very interested in handling some of those older text adventures. So we'll see. We'll see. But he said in the interview, if you watch it... Okay. Sounds good. He says that he feels that if he hits up Microsoft and says, let me do this, that they probably would let him create a Phantasmagoria 3. It's another... Dude, this spinner is rigged. Now, will that ever happen? I don't know. It's an IP war. You know what I'm saying? Fuck's sake!
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Fuck. Ugh. You're gonna make me faint with all this information? Oh shit, here we go. Phantasmagoria 2 is very strange. I appreciate your cooperation. What are you? Lloyd! Here they are. I just got all 3 divine moon objects. Now the world will be reborn into the utopia that Emperor Diaz and I desire. The world will be reborn? What are you talking about? You should know, Your Majesty, the evolutionary plan created by the great will Soa, and the flow of evolution woven by the divine tree. You humans are merely the 106th in the plan, and we winglies are the 107th in the plan. I desire the 108th evolution. I desire a utopia created by the last species. For that, I will use every conceivable means. Lloyd, that's all you want to say? I'll let my sword say the rest. Shall we finish up? He's gonna spank my ass with a spatula. I'm gonna be pissed. So maybe he isn't the final boss of the game. Or maybe this is a scripted fight. I'm hoping it's not. Can we even hit him? We couldn't hit him before. Oh, we're hitting him now. Okay, well that's doable. But the problem is he's probably strong as shit. Whew! That's some damage. 733 on the baseline. Oh, here we go. I hope she does too. She could use the XP. Hello? Is this Kingdom Hearts? I'm only messing with you and giving your mods a reason to get up in the morning. There you go. That's the attitude we love around here. What is this? Is he becoming a god? I'm trying to keep Rose alive. Okay, so he just created a stage for the sole purpose of destroying it? What the fuck?
Burning rush.
Why? Dude, right? That's what I'm saying, Moo. It would be epic. I just healed him. Oh, that's not bad. So it looks... Oh, you know why he died? He's so weak to magic, and there's really nothing I can do. I mean, we could change out for a magic defense up, which he's probably going to need, because Albert's really good at hitting, but his magic defense is anal bleeds. I think we might...
Over here.
Oh, that's what he sounds like? What a silly voice. Over here! What's wine gums? I don't think I've ever heard of those. 718? Brother.
Yes. Burning rush.
I should have gotten Volcano. Well, unfortunately, buffs in this game are exceptionally hit or miss. There's a power-up, right? We can give that to Albert, which would probably be the best thing to do. But versus other RPGs, like, I don't have... There's no spells I could just cast. It's all item-based, which really... Bitch! Which really irritates me. Let's go ahead and get a big hit. Come on. 1, 2... That's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, everybody's looking good. She's not. Let's go ahead and throw a magic at him, see what happens. See what his magic defense is. So he's magic won't work on him, so we're gonna have to... This is Wingly magic. Oh, that's not bad. Did it de-spirit us? Because I saw some orbs. Bitch! He got 2 turns! That's fine. I'll deal with this. Alright, Rose is down. Let's get Rose back up. We'll get Albert to pick her up. I didn't know Ricky streamed.
Burning rush.
Wanna buy my gamer girl bathwater?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm not into gummy candies at all. Is the new house in Florida you're checking out? Yeah, on Saturday. I'm very excited for it. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, let's go ahead and pull up. Hoping I have enough. Okay, we got enough Angel's Prayers to probably survive this. It'll be very close, though. Big Sky Troopers? No, I haven't. How is it? I don't think I've ever heard of that game. My SNES experience is much lower than I would prefer. Does anybody have the therapy ring on?
Yes. Burning rush.
That's not a good addition. Made by LucasArts. Okay, she's got the therapy ring on. Let's go ahead and heal her. We'll give her the healing fog. Yeah. Explore planets. Dude, what a trick bitch Lloyd is. Okay, so I need to get her. If I can just get her leveled up, we can do our big thing. Shit!
Yes. Burning rush.
I'm very confused. Is he picking one person to attack?
Die. Hard blade.
Yes. Burning rush.
Should have gotten Volcano out. They got some true to them, boy. The Super Nintendo is trash. Every system has its strong suits. It's got its low suits. Alright, let's go, Albert. I will say, from my experience, the 16-bit era kind of was dominated by the Genesis Super Nintendo, and I played a lot of TurboGrafx 16 games lately when we were covering Red Entertainment, and I hated the so bad. What's up, Zorgoroth? How are you? I'm not mad yet. I'm not mad yet. We're getting there, though. Because Rose is not... Is Rose dispirited or something? Because she's not... No, nobody's... Angel Prayer... Let's do this, because we're going to need to use magic. When we go Dragoon. Damn it.
Over here.
The good news is I can take a lot of hits like that. That's not a problem. We gotta get Rose up.
Yes. Burning rush. Missed.
Try the Pokey Flute? I don't know if that works. I love the Wii. Actually, I got the Wii hooked up. Aria was playing some Endless Ocean tonight. She really likes diving. Alright, she's down yet again. Albert's definitely going to be a keep for this fight, though. Shit. Is this the big move again? Damn it. That's going to take Albert out, too. I'm going to be in a bad situation. Ugh. Yeah, and... Every system's got its good library and it's got its bad library. N64 is abstract art. So the way I handle Nintendo 64 is I think if anything wasn't made by Nintendo, it probably was shit. It's just the truth about it. Alright, so Albert's going to be down. There's no way he survived that. Was that a full wipe? Oh shit, even Albert's up. He's got... Oh, fuck. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, well, let's take the time while I am there to bring back Rose. Don't do it! Asshole. Alright. He's still not down. He's got like 150 life left. Jesus. What a trooper.
Die. Hard blade.
What a trooper. We got him. We got him. Doesn't matter. We got him. Fuck yeah. Okay. I'll take it. I don't even know who that is. Who is that? And why? She's got a severed spinal column now. She's in a wheelchair. Jesus. All right. That was pretty interesting. I thought that was the most heteroflexible method of running after somebody. That scene was like it was silly. Gave me 12k XP for it though. It's not bad. Let's play some catch up with chat on YouTube. Now she's donezo, I guess. No, I think she'll be all right. Okay, so the SNES is trash. I think it's a gym so far. Background aggro. SNES games aged better than Nintendo 64 for sure. Oh, absolutely. Or maybe background supporter. Rose left the game. No, she's here. Throw a Master Ball. Okay, so Pokemon references for days. I'm glad. Use Flood on him. Yo, you can't whip out the Flood on people, man. I meant to see if there's any Rule 34 for Flood out there because I wanted just a good laugh. A good laugh. All consoles have their fair share of good games. It was hard to know which games are good before buying until demo era came through the PS1. Remember the good times whenever the demo kiosks were in like malls and Macy's and Walmarts and stuff? That was the time to be alive. That's how I knew if a game was good or bad, at least, from playing the demos. And then whenever I got older, I had the PlayStation Magazine, and those had demos. And now, granted, I have learned very quickly that the demos were not representative at all of like the final product because I was excited as shit to play 24 of the game. No, sir. But I am envious of people who had Nintendo Power growing up because from some of the comments that I've had on the video, I didn't realize that Dragon Warrior was given out for free if you had a Nintendo Power subscription, which is epic because that game is awesome. At least I like it. I know a lot of other people might not. Who is this person that was here? Please give me... I've only ever wanted exposition. There's some blonde chick. Who is that? Albert, don't you need to be upstairs? Lloyd killed Lavitz. I trust Dart with everything. He will bring us the right answer. I agree. I feel the same way. Ditto! Why? Why did you shield me? I took many people's lives away for my own ideal and the divine moon objects. I used you. Oh, it's Wink. I don't think I ever saw her face. Even if it is the truth, the fact that you saved me is still true. Besides, your death won't solve anything. Shanna was taken away. What did you say? By the man named Emperor Diaz. He told us to bring the 3 divine moon objects in Lloyd and come to Velweb. Emperor Diaz. Finally, he has begun to take action by himself. Now take them to him. Even without me, my utopia will be built by Emperor Diaz. I completed all my tasks. Now I have to settle up for what I have done so far. Kill me and go to Vel... Holy shit! It's so loud. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's a real person. Kill me and go to Velweb. I dedicate my death to your departure. I'm just gonna punch him in the mouth. Is it out of pity? Your death won't bring anybody who died back. We're gonna cry now? We're gonna have a good old-fashioned cry? Lloyd, I'm gonna make you see it through to the end. Hey, fuckwagon, your sword's over there. You gonna pick it up, huh? Passion. Is this the power that derives them? I paid good money for that sword. Shayna was... I see. When we go there, we can reveal the truth about the Emperor Diaz. Whoever he is dangerous.
Besides, it is unforgivable to take our dear Shayna as a hostage for his utopia or whatever.
Exactly. I'll beat him up, whoever he is.
Queen Teresa, we're heading to Velweb, and we need the moon. I understand. I will let you have the moon mirror. Maybe we were in denial, surrounding ourselves with an uncomfortable life that really was stagnant. Yes, we humans are not the only species, and all species were given life by Soa's plan. Now is the time to remember the assault of the divine dragon, the existence of Winglies, the divine moon objects, the utopia that Lloyd and Emperor Diaz desire. And you dragoons, everything is forcing us to remember it, as if things were manipulated by some great will called fate. Even if so, I don't care. I will take Shayna back, even from fate. Miranda, you are one of the dragoons. Go with Dart. Discover the meaning of the fate given by Soa. Yeah, the writing's very direct. It'd be like, I wiped my butt today. Oh, good. 10 out of 10. Abby is Ben Shapiro's sister with massive titties. That's who that is. During the console war, Nintendo 64. Oh, Jesus.
Pieces. This is my last resort. Penetration, no breathing. Don't give a frick if you penetrate my asshole.
Thank you so much for those bits. Appreciate it. During the console war, Nintendo 64 versus PS1, which was a better console overall. I played Nintendo 64 and PS1 way too much, and they stay with me for a long time. So I have a very specific opinion on how the Nintendo 64 performed against the PS1 because they are very, very different. When we think of 3D worlds, Nintendo 64 figured it out. But the PS1 tried to be so cutting edge that it didn't really work well. Like, if you go back and you play a PS1 game, which we did, we played Tomb Raider. We played the PC version, but a while back we played the PS1 version. Look at how the walls are rendered, right? The PS1 operated on this system where your perspective played into what the environment looked like. So in games like Tomb Raider, when you're walking around and you turn, the walls just warp and shit. Whereas, you know, the polygons that were used in Nintendo 64 games, at least by Nintendo, worked fairly well. It did a good job. It looked great. I might not like Quest 64 as a video game, but I think that it looks good. Ocarina of Time is great. Termina and Majora's Mask, like Josh said. For those of you who don't know, I can't feel half my face, so I say dumb shit all the time. I promise I'm not trying to sound like I'm having a stroke. It's just words, they trip over for me because I can't feel it. But yeah, there's so many examples of that too. Like Turok didn't look bad. I mean, I didn't like it, and I didn't like the draw distance, but it didn't look bad. I refuse to believe those two are related. They are related. That's the actual song. You didn't know that? Can I ask you one question? Yes. Why did you save Wink twice? I had no reason for doing that. I see. This is how I looked into the games too. Oh yeah? It's just, you just gotta like... A lot of people, they just look at games for surface value. Like, I don't look at this game because it's Legend of Dragoon. I look at this game and I see shitty writing. I see pre-rendered environments that look very nice, and I see all the issues that come with it. When I play video games, I'm looking at a cognitive level, right? I'm looking at so much more than just, oh, hey, push button X. Whatever. Termina looks better than Tomb Raider today? Absolutely. And they had good writers. Hello, I'm alone. You can make me fight my way out of here, aren't you? You're so cool. Yup. God, you're so cool, video game. Don't worry that I just, got into a fight with a boss and I'm probably dead. Yep, Albert's almost dead. Okay, let's get this 60 to 80. Hard blade, good, okay. Alright, harpoon's almost at 4, that's good, we can change it out soon. Wink twice is take off your shirt. I feel so bad for Wink. She straight up got a sword across the spine, and they're like just walking her out. Like she's like, oh, okay. You know that picture of Rambo where he's like, you know, that's Wink right now. Okay, so this is dangerous. How did you? Alright, give me a second. I don't want to have to fight Lloyd again and go through that whole sequence. So let me see if I can fix this. That fight almost didn't render in. Yeah, he's gripping the 50 cal. He's like, you know, it's like. Rambo is a Christmas movie? I don't know about that. I can agree with Die Hard, but Rambo? I don't know about that. We might be switching to a PS1. Yeah, the game's frozen. Come on, please. Please don't do this to me. Shit. Oh, we're fighting. Okay. Let's just power through this. We'll save so that we at least have the save. And then if we need to, we'll change back to PS1. Because I did buy a PS1 to replace the other one. Let's just be patient, not make any snap decisions. I'm sweating right now because I have a feeling that my PS2 is going out. I'll do surgery live on stream too if we need to. I always fix my consoles on stream so that if, you know, the odd chance that somebody needs to do it at some point, they can. But there's a few things that are going on with my PS2 right now. Number one, the serial out, the AV out is loose. And that's why you're seeing a little bit of dithering on the screen that you normally probably wouldn't see. And then we have,
Dr. Kosak demands that you save your current progress. We don't want to repeat a Final Fantasy IV, do we?
No! Because you can see the graphics is starting to go out on it. Makes me wonder. Honestly, I bet one of my kids stepped on it and snapped something inside. I'd be so mad. Because I guarantee if I wiggle that wire, it's going to go donkey shit. Alright, let's take a look at this thing. Let's see what's going on. No. My Japanese imported one is crystal clear blue. You would know. You would know. Rut-row. No, it's fine. This is totally okay. This is part of the whole process for retro gaming. It just happens. Let's go ahead and take a look at it, though. Let's see what's going on with it. Because there's a few things I want to take a look at. Let's get the disc out first. That's the important part. But there's something going on, and I want y'all to hear it. Fuck you. Money shot. When it's running the disc. You should never hear that. So, yep, there it goes. Shouldn't sound like a squirrel stuck in a tree. And that's not even the worst. Sometimes it'll grind. Well, the good news is I can fix consoles. It's just a matter of what do we need to do to fix it, right? So right off the bat, this is a Phillips screwdriver. We're going to take this bitch apart live on stream. We're going to take it apart. Been a long time since I've done this, though. Yes and no. In the era of 3D printing, we can replace a lot of parts, but if it's something a little bit weirder that I might need, like, you know, like mechanical pieces, that's where it gets strange. So what I feel like what's happening right now is that it's a mixture of a loose serial bus on the back, which it isn't. It's kind of loose. It's kind of loose. We got that, and then an issue with the drive, to where it's not wanting to read the discs. So put some shoes on. I'm sorry. Stop looking at my feet. It's my home. Get out of my house. Usually I wear socks. I'd rather be comfy, you know what I'm saying? It's the Fix and Fortifier special. Yeah, the PS2 shit the bed. Look at that long ass screw. Holy cow. That's a long boy. This thing probably hasn't been cleaned since I opened this. We're gonna get the DK Oldies refurb special right here. Fix it 40. No! I don't know if I have any duster. I may have inhaled it all. I'm kidding. I don't do inhalants. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got to get rid of these stability pegs. There's 1. There's 2. And 1 more. I've taken apart an Xbox. The Xbox really isn't that bad. I just want to kind of see what's going on in here. Alright, so this is a noticeably shorter screw. Interesting. Okay. Usually I save this kind of stuff for my series. It's System Shock. But in this case, this warrants it. Alright, we'll check the weed drawer and see if there's anything in there. No weed in the weed drawer. For anybody who doesn't know, like back in the day. Yeah. Okay, so 1, 2. We should still have 2 more. 1 right there. Come here, you. Thank you. Use this footage for System Shock? I could, couldn't I? Okay. Do you think Divino was knowing what I was doing the first time? Trial and error. Alright. Come on, peekaboo. Oh, there's still one more in there. I forgot to take another one out. I'm trying to be well organized in my screws because I'm notoriously famous for putting the wrong size screws in things. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This should be everything. Oh my god. Yo, this thing is dirty as a bitch. I'm afraid of lifting this up. Okay, so this comes out and up if I remember right. I don't want to snap anything. See what, let's just... Oh, there goes a screw somewhere. There's another screw. Okay, come on out. Okay. So this might be a little bit deeper than I can do on stream. I think my CD drive went out. But this is the inside of a PS2 for anybody who's ever been curious. This would be our power thing over here, which should just slide up and out. Yep. We did get the game out, so that's not going to be an issue. I don't remember how this is mounted. I know that there's a grounding strap, and there is. We should be able to just pull this grounding strap off like that. Yeah. Ugh. I don't think I have any duster. I don't have any duster. Yeah, this will be really fucking efficient. Alright, so this is back, this is front. Let's see if we can hear this now that it's like that. Let's plug it in while it's in front of me. This might be easier said than done, though. Okay, that's that. I'm trying to think of... Oh, that's not just a grounding strap. Look at that. Those are the buttons we gotta push. It's through a fucking shitty ribbon cable. Are you serious right now? Look at that. What the fuck? Yeah, we're kind of having to do nerd shit because I think my laser or my disk drive is going out on the thing, which is shitty. But sometimes it'd be like that. Let's go ahead and pop this out. Let's see. Plug this in. Get ready for work, slip of 2 hours left on a Friday. Oh my god. Alright, on. We got our red light, which is good. We're gonna hit reset. Boom. Power. Open that up. Let's grab a knot. No, not emotional support. Go away. Oh god. You're gonna need the whale? I don't know. You know, worst comes to worst, we can continue this on PS1. It won't be a big deal. We'll throw in Gex just for good measure, right? Just for good measure. You know, at the end of the day, this thing might just need to be cleaned. I'm looking for slippage right now.
Mar4098 wants to remind you that Gex exists and there is nothing you can do about it.
Let's get it on. Lock and load, little lizard. Time to teach someone some manners. Party time. Drop and give me 20. Bellies in, girls. A slinky, a slinky. No jumping on the beds. Lesson learned. It all started so
I mean, it's working fine and it's not grinding now, which makes me wonder.
Morning routine of new funker size. Fired up the Barca Lounger, grabbed a quick bite to eat, and prepared to watch some serious tube.
Did you enjoy that? Have we met Mr. Toad?
Little did I know.
This is working fine.
What smells like socks? Here comes the sweet stuff.
Alright, I'm gonna force a stop of this. Let's force an error condition. And alright, we need a actual. Alright, fail state. Alright, so it's fighting me, so it's trying to read, but it's not grinding. Alright, give it a pass state. Yeah, the laser's good. Makes me wonder what's going on here. There's some scratches on the disc I didn't see. Oh, no shit. It's all smudgy and stuff. Well, that solves that fucking problem. No wonder it won't read. It's really hard sometimes to tell with these PS1 games because they're black, right? They're just pitch-ass black. What the fuck is this? What game is this? I don't remember this. Is this an Easter egg?
With all the nose bleeding, brain bruising, and eye-grabbing power that you'd expect from the leader. 3rd generation 32-bit software. In your face.
Oh no. No, 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 no. Bad, 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 bad. There's ringing on here. Shit. It's bad ringing too. Fuck. That's look, let's see if I can catch it on an angle for y'all. It's bad ringing. And this isn't something that would have happened from the system. This is just somebody played the shit out of this game, and if I can get the good angle, you'll see it. So you see how it looks like a sea of stars in the bottom left? That's called ringing. Basically, this game grinded around in a tray. And now, yeah, you can kind of see it in the top right. When I move the light, it looks like a... Yeah, look at the right side of the screen. Y'all see that? Those striations? That's what it's actually called, striations. That blows. Oh, fuck's sake. Okay. Well, we could put this back together, and we could cheat the system. I just don't remember how to do it. It's been a while. I can extract the save file to my computer. We could play it through an emulator. I've done it before. That's what we had to do for Armored Core. Let's go and put this back together, though, so that we can get this... at least this is troubleshot, and it's out of the way, so we know that this works, right? That's a good thing. So we're going to put it back together the opposite of what we did. Well, the thing is, if the PS2 won't read it, there's a good chance the PS1 won't read it either. Okay, so this slides right in. This is actually a very smart design, very user-friendly. when it wants to be. Alright, make sure this doesn't get torn. That's our ribbon cable. Fuck off.
Yo, dude!
The PS2, I think we got some ringing on the disc 3 of Legend of Dragoon, which is quite frustrating. Alright, so that's there. Got our lid. Now we need to install our buttons, which will go right here. Trying to see if I can just slide this bad boy back right on. Come on now. Be a good boy. So getting this part on is the worst part of this. Come on. I'm gonna have to do this without the... Is the ribbon cable touching? What do you mean? Yeah, I mean the ribbon cable's fine. Hold on, I gotta move my mic out of the way for a second. Good ribbon. I'm trying to figure out how this remounts. I've never had to take off the button before. Usually I just flip the lid over, but I knew I'd be moving it around a certain way, so I wanted to do it a certain way. Okay, so I'm trying to remember how you mount in here. Go away, fruit flies. You're not wanted here. I might actually have to look up how to do this one particular part. In the meantime, let me go on a be right back screen, and we're going to hook up the PS1 so that we can keep playing for 9, alright? Don't go anywhere.
I love point and clicks. I truly do. I love the idea of exploring a story and making decisions that some people might not find to be conventional. I like oddball twists and traveling to worlds that I would never be able to. That's the cherry on top for this era of gaming, and for many of us, it was a happy time in our lives. Now that being said, today I'm going to cover the top 10 worst point and click games I've played so far, and yes, you might disagree with this list. And that's okay, because you have your own memories that you can cherish, and I can never take them away from you. I promise I'll explain exactly why I feel the way I do to the best of my ability, and hopefully you'll understand. Let's begin. Yeah, let's name our game after edema. That's a great start. Dropsy is a point-and-click that was developed by Tendershoot and A Jolly Corpse, and it revolves around a clown that was exiled, or in some cases just outcast from the circus after a fire broke out. The whole pretense is that we're going to clear our name by helping people that we run into. Now, when we play games like this, we rely on certain things such as dialogue, context clues, the basics of a well-established genre that had its height and fall in the 90s. Well, you don't get any of that with Dropsy. There's no dialogue, we're left to interpret everything from thought bubbles, which leads us to seemingly endless dead ends, and honestly, while I beat it, it wasn't a good time to me. If Moon Logic were a game, it would be Dropsy. I played Teen Agent while checking out a vast majority of Sierra's library, and needless to say, playing this really spoke volumes to me about the quality standards of Sierra and LucasArts and how they created their titles. I'm a firm believer that this game should have never made it off the assembly line because in my opinion, I have yet to play such a boring and emotionally drained point-and-click as I did with Teen Agent. The whole idea is that we're a random kid off the street selected by the government to try to find out why gold is randomly disappearing. Yeah, that's fucking practical.
We have 3 obnoxious and underwhelming tasks to do, then we try to break into the mansion, and finally we foil the bad guy's plans. It's as generic can be, and the company that designed this, Metropolis Software, did fuck all for the video game industry. Almost all of their games were bargain bin games at best, and what's so funny is that they were supposed to make a Witcher game. It got canceled. Want to take a guess who bought them out? CD Projekt Red. I loved Police Quest. It was a really solid series that I invested tons of time into. Now, if you know anything about Police Quest, then you would know that the first few games were designed and written by Jim Walls, who was a former California Highway Patrol officer. So, his experience played into what made Police Quest fun and immersive. Police Quest 1 through 3 are fairly decent. Then, for some weird reason, a reason we'll likely never know, unless I explicitly email Ken Williams or Al Lowe, which I could do, and to be honest, I might, Jim left Sierra. From that departure, Tammy Dargan took over as a writer, and while it's a generic point and click, there are elements that are astronomically stupid, like unexpected shootouts that are programmed horribly, inane penalties for not following police procedure to the T, and a seemingly infinite way to game over. One in particular that comes to mind is when I accidentally clicked on an item too close to a female character. And I got a game over for harassing a police officer that was a woman. That's how asinine it is. Growing up, there was a game service called GameTap. Now, you might be familiar with it, but for those who aren't, think of it as a pay-to-play Steam, except you paid a subscription fee and you had access to a full library of video games. That's how I encountered Sam & Max as a kid, specifically Sam & Max Save the World. Now, as an adult, I needed to go back and check out the original game, Sam & Max Hit the Road, which in my opinion is one of the silliest games that I've played to date, and not in a good way. The logic in this game is virtually non-existent. You'll find yourself clicking every single item on every single interactable item to try to figure out what does what, and in some cases, we have backtracking to stages multiple times to do the same thing. It's horrid. Also, add in the fact that Sam & Max have a comment on everything you click on, like Gex, and you have to listen to it. While the humor is on point, the rest of the game isn't. Leisure Suit Larry 6, Shape Up or Ship Out, continues the story of Larry Laffer from a series that I've always enjoyed. For those of you who don't know, Larry Laffer is your stereotypical 40-year-old lounge lizard that really wants to get laid. I mean, in the first game, we strive to save him from being a virgin, and if we don't, he'll die. If he waits too long, his nuts will explode and he'll shoot straight up to outer space. I swear to God. Our whole objective in this game, though, is to try to woo literally every woman at the La Costolata Resort, and it's stupid easy, and so heavily inundated with gimmicks that it 100% detracts from the experience we've come to know and love with Leisure Suit Larry, which is why it ended up on this list. I love Myst, but I can only support Myst so far when it comes to the amount of deduction that is required for the player. It's easy for me to say Myst is fun, use some of your brain power, be a man. That all goes out the window with Riven, which is an incredibly difficult game for what it is. That marble puzzle that you have to do for the volcanoes is fucking irritating. Also, this game, depending on what you play it on, was 5 discs on the PS1 and 4 discs on the Saturn, and every single area requires its own disc. So if you're going from the 5th stage to the first area, you're going to have to disc swap every single time. Now, I love this game. I do recommend that you play it, but understand, it's going to be painful the whole time. No matter how much I love this game, I cannot pretend that it will not be a labor of love. It's a slow-paced game, and it's Myst 1 on crack, so be aware of that. Deja Vu is a fun game, but as with most MacVenture titles, you need to be somewhat familiar with trial and error because this game will kill you for existing. Literally,
The PC version alone has this vegetative state counter that causes you to die from amnesia, while the NES version kind of reduces it to make the game more accessible. You'll be mugged 3 times, and on the 4th time, you'll die, so you need to know where to go and what to do in order to avoid that. Think of it as the bridge in King's Quest II. You can only cross it so many times before you end up in a dead end. Now, I'm not saying Deja Vu isn't fun. I think it's a great game, but it has these mechanics that really throw you off mentally when it comes to being invested in the game. Dragonsphere is Microprose's take on the genre, well, specifically Microprose's Lab's take. In the game, we play as Kalash, who ends up really being a trickster named Pid Shuffle. We uncover this stupid plot by the Queen Mother to replace King Kalash with his brother Macmorn, and while I appreciate the ability to shapeshift and cast magical spells, the amount of backtracking in this game is astronomical, to the point where it took me much longer to beat this than it usually would. I beat it, but fuck me in the ass, this was a bad time. Mostly because literally everything in this game is based on a conversation system that sometimes works, but most of the time, it's padding. Uru Mist Online was a failed business venture for a persistent universe, or world, by Cyan. It has a rough history as well. Uru was originally supposed to be a multiplayer game that failed. Then GameTap picked it up for their subscription service, and it lasted 1 entire year before they realized, oh wow, this game blows, and canceled it. GameTap recouped the loss by selling the rights back to Cyan, who then released the game for free in 2010. Now, the version I played was Uru Complete Chronicles, which was the single-player component of Uru Mist Online. And while this game has a cult following, it wasn't fun in the slightest. We have to walk around clicking on journey tapestries, which are hard as hell to find, and then we find a totem, which leads to Yisha, one of the main characters in the Myst franchise, telling us one of her druggy monologues, before doing the whole level again to return the totems, 4 in all, if I recall. Now, this game is an adventure game, but it can be turned into a point-and-click if you set it to first person. Don't try to play it in third person. You'll just walk into walls non-stop, and it's not a good time. Myst Revelations is a hard game. In my opinion, it's the most difficult in the series because it relies on finding context clues everywhere, on the walls, on the ceiling, hidden underneath objects. It's insane. The puzzles that you encounter all depend on that information, and it's provided by Sirius and Achenar, the 2 sons of Atris. In some cases, these letters can be hidden really, really well, and we have to find ourselves backtracking to try to find it, because the puzzles that we have to deal with in many occasions are stacked and compounded on top of each other. I like to refer to them as component puzzles. They consist of multiple aspects. Now, the game itself, the plot isn't that bad, and while I appreciate Ubisoft trying to fit their touch in the franchise, it really didn't fare well. I didn't enjoy it, but the graphics, they weren't bad. Props. The final game in the Myst franchise is a shithouse, a solid brick bullshit shithouse that I regret taking the time to play, and from what I understand, it's supposedly tied to Uru Mist Online, but I don't personally know enough about the intricacies of that project to know where this plays into it. Now, I did release a Series Slayer talking about Myst. I'll link it down below and I'll put it at the end of this video, and on that video there are tons of comments that discuss it, but I'm not mentally invested enough to understand how it correlates. End of Ages brings us to 4 Ages, and in some ways it's more of an adventure game than a point-and-click, and you can fault me for establishing a blurred line between them because I don't really understand what exactly goes into the genre, so I'm just going to throw it in here. Basically, we show up to Dunny, and Yisha, one of the key protagonists, looks like she's coming down from a fentanyl high. She talks to us in Lion King lyrics, and tells us to go find this guy named Escher, who wants us to find a tablet to enable his sociopathic and racist tendencies against some monkey people called the Barrow. The way that we play it is that we walk around doing stupid tasks to find symbols which we manually draw on the tablet. We then drop the tablet and we step away.
The borrow comes up, picks it up, looks at it, scratches their ball sacks, and enables the symbol. Basically changes the world. In some cases, it might open up a gate or open up an area that previously we couldn't go to. At the end of the stage, we get a specific symbol that solves it, and then we choose another one. This game is trash, and I do suggest avoiding it unless you really, really want to see where the nails got driven into the franchise's coffin. That being said, Cyan World still makes misstyled video games. There are two that come to mind, Abduction and Firmament, which I haven't played, but I might be open to checking out in the future. Space Quest 6 killed the franchise. That's all I'll say. It ruined Space Quest. We start off the game by being court-martialed for absolutely no reason, and because Roger Wilco is an idiot, he can't defend himself. We find ourselves running around doing obnoxious chores instead of playing the game, and while I appreciate the references to other games such as Wing Commander and films such as Terminator and Blade Runner, nothing could have saved this game. And in many ways, instead of forward progress for the franchise, it was a Usain Bolt backwards sprint. It killed it. That being said, there are tons of fan games out there if you want a modern spin on the Space Quest franchise. Some of them even bridge the gap, so feel free to look for them. They tend to be rather fun. I loved Torrens Passage tremendously, and when I found out that King's Quest VII was done in the exact same art style, I was elated. I was excited, I was happy to maybe expand on the joy that I had with Torrens Passage. And to be honest with you, you ready? I was beyond upset! This game fell short. We play as two characters, Princess Rosella and Queen Valanice, and the game is subdivided into 6 chapters, and the art style is all but ripped off from Disney animations. The game's pacing is incredibly slow, and when you invest time into playing games like this, and the pacing is slow, it really ruins the illusion of fun, right? It just pulls it right out of your fingertips, and it makes you want to quit the game. Now I beat it, all 6 chapters, and while it was one of the first games to use SVGA, or Super Video Graphics Adapter, it didn't really matter because the game was animated. Now the general consensus on this game is that it was great, which bully for you, I'm glad that people bought it, but this game to me, it's just not fun. And seeing that the next game would kill the franchise, it was a downward slope from here. Leisure Suit Larry 1 was fairly straightforward. Get laid, no more, no less. Leisure Suit Larry 2 was the pinnacle of Sierra death animations. The amount of ways you can die in this game is unfathomable, and the gimmicks pad the game about 5 hours longer than it needs to be. There are items that we cannot miss, because if we do, 4 hours later, you'll find yourself in a dead-end situation, an unescapable trap, if you will, and that's fucking infuriating. To lose 4 hours of progress to an item that you couldn't see because you were rushed out of an area or there was some stupid time limit, that's some solid USDA Prime bullshit, and I want nothing to do with it. Plus, in a game where we play as a walking horn dog, we get killed if we hit on women. Yeah, counterintuitive, isn't it? Leisure Suit Larry 3 was a massively fun game. Alright. Back to business. So we're on a PS1 now. I'm pretty sure we fixed the PS2, but just in the interest of like moving forward with this is gonna fall off. It's been a tough night for me, huh? That's fine. I'm okay with the karma. We had a great day today. Nobody could take that away from me. All right, Kashua Glacier. Yeah. So this is on PS1 now. I think the PS2 will be fine, but I might replace the disk drive just to be safe. Just to be safe. I did. I actually, somewhere on one of my old phones, I have his phone number. Thing is, I don't know if he uses like webcam. The setup for Ken worked because of his position, right? Like of his current aspect of his job. He probably does a lot of remote calls, you know, being in charge of Cygnus, whereas Al Lowe is just he doesn't do anything in the video game industry anymore. Yeah, I talked to Al. He's a funny dude. In a good way. He's a good dude. What retro game collections do you recommend on PS4, PS5? I honestly don't know because I haven't played that many PS4 and PS5 games. So I wouldn't even know where to begin to help you out with that. That might be... That's something you're probably going to have to Google. Unless somebody here knows. Nick might know.
Die. Hard blade.
I feel like they forgot to put the texture on this enemy. It shouldn't look that stupid. Well, if Midway has a collection, I know they had 3 Midway Treasures on the PS2 at least. Yeah, Al was funny. The thing that I was like, why did I would ask him about specific jokes. He's like, I don't fucking know. It's been 30 years. He told me, oh, you want to know another interesting scoop that I'm not going to spoil? I talked to, you remember, so Moo, I assume you saw the video, and for anybody on YouTube, y'all remember how I said on the top 10 worst point and clicks that I played whenever I was talking about how Jim Walls left Sierra, right? After Police Quest, I think it was 3. And I mentioned that we'll never know unless I take the time to email Ken Williams. I now know why Jim Walls left Sierra, and that's going to be part of the interview, so hopefully keep an eye out for that. That made me happy. I was like, there's no surviving record of him saying why Jim left. So, if it ever ends up on Wikipedia, I'll know it was me. I did it. I did it. And I hope they put me in the footnotes, too. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? It's a good interview. It's, you know, I'm not the most, I'm a pretty awkward person, you know, but he made it very warm and welcoming. It was a good time.
Die. Hard blade.
He's an absolute VR nerd too. Okay, have you seen how bad? Oh my god, dude. That's its own battle right now. Speaking of retro games, you hear about Classic, Remake, or Remaster of original Star Wars Battlefront. So what it is, it's a collection. It's on Steam right now. It is notoriously buggy and bad. Bad. Like only 10, they have 3 entire servers running that game right now. It's got a 20% aggregate on Steam. It's bad. And also, fuck EA. Fuck EA. I was working for EA whenever they were bragging about killing Pandemic Studios. So no, fuck EA. Leave. That was the worst mistake ever. It was letting Pandemic Studios get eaten by Electronic Arts. The girl, Shayna, is in Velweb as well. You're going back to the city? Yeah? Why does the Emperor Diaz need the girl? Why does he desire the 3 divine moon objects? And why am I going with you? Are you now afraid of uncovering the truth? Oh, is he on my team now? Never mind. I promised you I'd go to Velweb with you. But I don't say I was going to go to a human city with you. I'll wait here for you. You mean here? Don't worry. I won't run away. I understand. I trust you. Why won't you go to... Bro, you've been nothing but going to a city with me. I hate this game. Oh, I hate it. It's silly. Well, the problem is EA is so predatory in the market. So for anybody who doesn't know, I worked at EA as a quality assurance tester. I worked on... Hold on. EA, MMA, Madden 11, and 10, NHL 10, the Monopoly port on the Wii, Need for Speed World, and American McGee's Alice Madness Returns, right? So those were some of the games that I worked on. And when you would go into the break room, they kept, like, trophies of every company that they killed. Like, it was funny, right? Like, haha, look at this. Look at this promising IP. Like, they had a cutout for Battlefront 3 on the PS2. It was one of those cardboard standouts, like a promo thing. They had it mounted on the wall. Like a deer. Like, it was funny to them. And that pissed me off. They killed Maxis. The Sims. Think about it. Sims was the #1 selling program after Myst. Myst, for a long time, was the highest selling PC game ever. And obviously, this is before Minecraft ever became a thing. But that record was taken by The Sims. And The Sims is a very interesting series. You could do a whole psychological study on how addicting living someone else's life in the form of a video game like that is. You know what I'm saying? Tim Kaine also has a very neat YouTube channel. I'm not familiar with that. Who is Tim Kaine? I feel like I should know that name. Don't get mad at me, Moo. You're too sweet to be mean now. You don't know who Tim Kaine is? Oh, Fallout. So you gotta understand, I know little and nothing about Interplay. I've only ever played the first Fallout. Honestly, I didn't mind it. I'm surprised nobody's asked for my top 10 RPGs, like, as a whole. I made a JRPG episode, but I didn't make a RPG one yet. I played a lot of role-playing games. That would be its own interesting episode as well. See, a lot of y'all don't realize I'm sitting on a gold mine of videos that I can make because I waited so long to talk about my opinions on certain games, so... I got a lot of years of content from me. I'm still kind of young. Sims 5 should be coming out 2025 or 2026. I'm not as excited about modern Sims games. I think Sims 2 is probably the most interesting one because depending on what version you had, it was a different game. I had the Nintendo DS version, which is trash. The Nintendo DS version has you running a hotel, and you gotta wait in real time according to the Nintendo DS internal clock. And if you change the internal clock, the game knows. It knows. And it will punish you by making aliens come in and probe your asshole. You'll walk around. Dude, these fruit flies suck. Bad. SimCity is amazing. It's one of my favorite games. I did try to do a 1 million population, max population. I think I got to like 700,000. The traffic, like trying to get the traffic figured out, is horrid. Which games? Sims 2 on the Nintendo DS specifically. Or maybe all of them. Maybe all of Sims 2 involved a hotel. I don't know. By the way, project changes are open if you're tired of seeing LJN games and you want to change it to something, be it back to PC Pandemic, Franchise Frenzy, or even System Shock. We can do that. We can accommodate that. It is open. You want a Velweb? Yup. No. Oh, is this where the, oh my god. So that's where the paths break, okay. I'm a silly boy. Hey, Blue, have you checked out any of, like, the Planet Coasters and Planet Zoos? Those games are awesome. They did a great job with it. Same company that made Roller Coaster Tycoon. Boom, boom, boom. Is that Pokemon? What is that? Looks like an Adamant tortoise. I mean, if I were to get a game you worked on, I want to do it because I support you. I don't even know if my names were in the credits. EA never gave good credits. It was a cool job, though, but the problem is you would work 9 to 5, you'd get 2 15-minute breaks and 1 lunch. And it was, I don't know if y'all ever heard the game Stanley Parable? It was this game where, like, you play as a guy who does exactly what he's told, right? Oh, I don't get any residuals. No way. QA testers don't get shit for that. Yeah, that's what it felt like working at EA. It was like the Stanley Parable. They'd be like, okay, here's what you're going to do. A task would show up on your screen. I'd have to go to the main menu of, like, EA Ultimate Hockey League, right? And I would have to press the X button 500 times within a, like, XYZ amount of time and report my findings. If we were lucky, we would get what's called ad hoc. Ad hoc is basically where you could freely just play the game and see if you could find anything, and then you put it in the repository. You had class A, B, C, D, and E bugs, which is stupid. Class A bugs were like your compliance issues. Like if you booted up an Xbox game and you got a PS3 splash screen, that's a problem, right? That's a problem that's a little bit bigger than us. Gloriano. That's new. Gloriano. By the way, I'm still looking at YouTube, I promise. So if anybody's over there on YouTube, still here, thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate it. For those of you who don't know I have a YouTube, you should go check it out. There's some cool stuff coming that way. Early Electronic Arts, pretty decent, right? It's when they started the acquisitions. That's whenever things got horrible. Do you ever wish you got to keep one of those dev kit consoles? We didn't work on dev kit consoles. The devs did. And so the hierarchy of where we worked, I was in the North American Testing Center, which is right outside of LSU. I think the building is still there, but I don't think they have operations there anymore. And we would go into our bay, or our pod, and there would be like 20 computers lined up, and we had just run-of-the-mill regular like PS2s and PS3s, whatever we were running on, and we would get developer updates, and we'd do all of these bugs, and we'd take our time to fucking write up these bugs, and it'd be like, oh, that's cool, here's another disc, and all of our work would be like instantly wiped out, and we have to re-QA everything. It's like they didn't care. But North American Testing Center answered to Tiburon, I think that's the name of the company, which was in charge of EA Sports, right? I'll be honest with you, the only reason that I worked there is because I wanted the employee discount for video games. I was able to buy any EA Games brand, like EA Games, challenge everything, that brand, for $20, no matter what it was. And EA Sports, it's in the game. EA Sports is in the game. I could get for $10, didn't matter what it was. I'd have to order it through the employee portal, which is pretty decent. So I got Dragon Age Origins for $20. Brand new. It was awesome. IDOS and Ubisoft are hiring game testers in Montreal. I feel like it would ruin my appreciation of games. It really depends, because I'll tell you right now, Ubisoft doesn't give a shit about what their QA testers think. I think that's quite evident by Assassin's Creed Unity when it came out. They didn't care. They give a shit at all. Look at the Yetis, the Sam Squanch. You got it for free? Did you rob the store? I'm sorry, he just threw a snowball at me for 840 damage. Yeah, Ubisoft doesn't give a shit. IDOS is a little bit of a different story, because IDOS is technically... Is it still Square Enix Europe? We made it through the glacier. We fought Lloyd, and now he's on our side for some weird reason. EA just gave it to you? Really? We ported Far Cry? I need to play Far Cry. I mean, I've beaten Far Cry. I got it complete in box up there, but I got to play that. Nick will know, because Nick is the one that told me about it. Is it Instincts? This is disc 3. Hopefully at the end of it. We got to be close to the end of the disc. We just had a major fight. Oh wait, Far Cry. You know what else was bad on the Wii apparently? Evil or Dead Rising. Alright, is that the name of the game? Where we play as Frank West. Apparently that's a notoriously bad Wii port. Ubisoft doesn't care about its fans? Damn, no they don't. You turn by pointing the Wii remote to the side of the screen. Damn, if only there was an accessory that could control your left and right motion that was directly created for the sole purpose of turning left and right. No way. No way. That can't be a thing. Are you serious? Really? That makes as much sense as if like you were playing the Wii port of like House of the Dead, and every time you needed to reload your bullets, you had to take the batteries out of the Wiimote and put them back in. That would be more fun than... Oh my god, dude, that is horrible. That's not good. That's counterintuitive, some might say. Burnout. I have something to tell you before we go to Velweb. It's about Diaz. I see, with this blizzard, it's not a bad time to take a break. It's a horrible time to take a break. Wait, it's not a bad time to take a break. Come on, it's English. We're gonna blow each other, aren't we? Probably. Make the world regenerate. Regeneration of the world? Okay. The world now is rotten, like a fallen fruit. It has the same smell as the world ruled by Melbuframa, the wingly dictator. The world where inertia is considered to be peace and the easy path leads to devolution. The overture to the destruction has already begun. Devolution? You're saying that this is the reason why our magic power is deteriorating? It is not only for you, winglies. It is the danger all species are facing. Now, how can we regenerate the world? You winglies are merely the 107th species. The Great Will, the Creator Soa, prepared the last, the 108th species. The last species is the last god, which will regenerate the world and lead us to Utopia. So he's a fucking lunatic. That's great. So, okay. Count 108 years, and when the moon that never sets glares red, the moon child descends to the earth and shall give a holy blessing to the world. The moon child of this legend is the last species. It is the god that gives holy bliss to the world. That's not true. It is the truth. Why does the black monster continue to kill the moon child? The devil wants to stop the evolution after imagining himself scorched to death by the blessed light brought by the last species. Lloyd, what's the relationship between the divine moon objects you have been pursuing and the birth of the moon child? The ancient winglies feared their status as the supreme species would end, and sealed up the 108th species. The keys to dissolving the signet are the gem, dagger, and mirror named after the moon. You are going to release the moon child, in other words, the god, using the divine moon objects? If I don't do it, somebody else will. Even the last god cannot escape from the fate determined by Soa. That's all that I wanted to tell you. The rest will be told by Diaz. If you desire Utopia, why did you take Shayna away? What is Shayna to you? All the truth will be told in Velweb. Dart, the blizzard is over. Sup, Shadow? How are you? Yo, you've been liking my my McGriddles every morning? I need to stop eating so many goddamn McGriddles. I'm gonna have diabetes before I turn 32. In a few weeks, actually. Yeah, my birthday is on April 4th. I'm very excited. I'll be turning 32. Can we get a shout out for Voiceless Shadow? Newest prospect for Team Safe Space. Wonderful streamer, wonderful friend. Go give them some love. How do I get up there? Hell's bells! What the fuck? I love McGriddles. I'm an absolute slut for McGriddles. I love McGriddles.
Die. Hard blade.
Heart blade.
Yes. Go.
Harpoon should be leveled up soon, eh? Here we go. Bum 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 bum. Should we pull Rose? Let's see what she's doing on her additions. Alright, so that's almost up. She's halfway there. God, I love Gust of Wind Dance. That's such a damn good move. Solid move. What? Hello? God damn, Sully, why are you so mad? Hey, it's your fault, Dart. You slipped and we all ended up here. Why are we all up my ass? Oh? These are the ancient characters of the Wingleys. Let me read it. Wingleys, ouch, moss. Oops, it's too hard to read. Can you do better than that? There's some human characters too. Gigantos too. I was bad at classics. Can you read some of them, Rose? The cursed land where the decline of the Wingleys began. Nobody is allowed to touch the door. The judge Nomos of the court of Xenobatos. Xenobatos? It was once the most prosperous cities of the ancient Wingleys. It's over there? No. If my memory is correct, over there should be Fort Magrid. But Velweb is up there. Let's go back up quickly. Okay. There's tons of goodies there. It's just a matter of, like, how do I get them? Oh, exciting. Thank you so much for swinging by. It's always good to see you. I hope you have a great evening, alright? Want to buy an RPG? Still got... I mean... Yeah. I got a lot. I didn't want to have a lot, but I got a lot.
Die. Hard blade.
Yes.
This is very true. I don't even remember what the project we were running at the time. Was it PC Pandemic? I think it was. Like we were playing like EcoQuest Hunt for Cetus or something at the time. Honestly, Zordon, I'm not mad about it. I'm glad we're moving Mario forward, right? Because it's been a long time since I played a Mario game. A really long time, actually. Oh, man. I was surprised how great that looked in like the face screen. Will loves everybody. Oh, British. I found this drink and I'm very, very fond of it. I actually like it. It's called Ben Shaw's Dandelion and Burdock. You ever heard of this one? Ben Shaw's Dandelion and Burdock. Delicious. I've been grabbing a few sodas. I don't tend to drink soft drinks that much, but this is really good. And then I have this thing called Tango. It's the orange. I remember we got the orange before. I think I have I got the apple one before, the apple Tango. Now I have the orange one. Orange was really good too. It's really good. You should. I'm sure. Yeah, look at me saying, "Oh, you should try it. It's a great idea." I also have some ketchup flavored chips, which is awesome because I love ketchup flavored chips. I have no idea what we're supposed to do here, but I don't want to be leaving a really good piece of equipment. I'm going to look this up because I am curious on how to do this. Stretch? I got that stretch for you. Oh, man. Holy shit, YouTube just decided to update literally all of the what? See, I missed all of those messages because YouTube pop-up chat just refuses to stay consistent. I'm gonna have to make a message out and be like, hey, just so y'all know, I wasn't ignoring you, I promise. This is so stupid. Like, I literally just had like 20 messages pop up on my YouTube chat. Okay, the Legend of Dragoon walkthrough. Don't care about the Stardust, I'm just trying to do the regular stuff. I'm trying to figure out what I need to do to Slide left and right. Let's be patient with me. Do 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 do. Okay, so we fought Lloyd. We're in the snowfield. You have to shoot outside of the screen. What? For what? Okay, so slide down left side, press X button at first, third, and fourth icons. Well, that's stupid. So slide down left side, press X button at first, third, and fourth icons. Duly noted. Oh, starting to get sleepy now. Good hit, Rose. She's starting to get strong. That's what we like to see. And yeah, Barbara, I am still playing this. Absolutely.
Die. Hard blade.
Got to see it through. I've been playing this for a long time. If it gets past 2 months, this is going to be an everyday thing until we beat it. So. We need to beat it. Get it over with. Would that be my breakout hit? I don't know. I think it might be restricted on Twitch. Well, it shouldn't be. There's no actual proper nudity in it. That's an expensive 3DO game, though. Like, it's very expensive.
Die. Hard blade.
Boom, boom. Your payday might be tomorrow. I only get paid on the 1st of the month. I'm on that VA life, though. God, could you imagine owning... So I own a PS5, but I only got like one game for it. Can you imagine owning two games, one of which is Plumbers Don't Wear Ties? What a library! What a library. Can you get the VA to answer the damn phone? I just never need to call them, and you know, I get like 800 letters from them a day, it seems like. As long as the other game is Demon Souls, I think it's Spider-Man Miles Morales is what my son has. But he can't keep his grades up, so the PS5 is mine for a little bit. So he can get his grades up. Can't get his grades up, can't play games. That's the rule. And Josh, I don't know if you're here. I think you asked about my tattoos. Or no, it was SIBO. Yeah, my entire like sleeve, my left arm, and I'm surprised nobody's asked about it on any of the channels that I work on. But my entire left arm is my family tree in arcade format. So I've got, you know, the Galaga here for me and my dad. My dad passed away. I got Pac-Man for my grandfather and Tetris for my grandmother, and 1942, which is special to me. Asteroids for my mom, and Donkey Kong for my sister, and Sinistar as well. So I think it's a pretty cool. I love my tattoos. I don't have silly tattoos like. Well, I mean, I did. I tattooed 144 on my right arm because it's 12 times 12, and then I had found a Bible verse that I liked, and it kind of worked. All right, so to get this mirror, which is the only thing we care about, we need to slide down left side, press X at first, third, and fourth icons. First, third, and fourth. Dude, that's really hard. Screw that. It's so finicky, it's not even fun. Let's go check out the fort real quick, though. Let's see what that's about. Hello? Yoo-hoo, Dart! I thought we have no business in here. But look at Meru. Let's give her a little break. Oh, is this an optional area? Bitch! You said it was Fort Magrid. Is this one of the Wingley's ruins too? No, it belonged to humans. It was the land where Diaz declared war against the Wingleys with tens of thousands of soldiers and 7 dragoons. I heard about it. I've never actually played this game, but someone was telling me a while ago. I think they think it's better than Final Fantasy VII. That's a hard sell because for me, Final Fantasy VII, I didn't like Final Fantasy VII, and this game has really bad pacing. It's horrible. So, Zelda's actually really good for brain development, though. Many Nintendo games make kids think. I think Tetris probably did wonders for a lot of people. Probably why it was so popular. Alright, let's keep going. Not if I have to fight something every 10 seconds. That's not appealing to me in the slightest. It's a very different game. It's a very different game, this one. I mean, I told my kids, like, you keep your grades up, you have unlimited access to any video game you could hope and wish for, because as a collector, you know, I don't say, no, don't touch that. There's nothing on this wall that I would not let my kids play. I don't care how expensive it was for me to get. I want my kids to have access. That's a big-ass mosquito hawk. I want them to play what they want to play. Now, obviously, I won't let them play, like, Grand Theft Auto or something that is not age appropriate for them, but if they have the grades and they're doing the work, right? Fuck it, let them do it. Video game history is a dying art. It truly is. And these games are not going to work forever. So take advantage of it. Bastard sword. Oh, is that any better than what we usually use? I don't think it is. Midnight Terror. That's what they call me. That's what they call me. Yeah, Bastard Sword was like the first sword we got in the game. It's trash. Nothing good here. See, well, I agree with the tactic. Apparently, I hated that rule if I was the one who bought my shit. I could see that. That is... Rose? Dragoons are descending here in this place again. What we desire is freedom, or give us death. God bless Diaz. God bless Gloriano. I am to bring light to the human's future. I am to pass judgment on the past of the Wingleys. I am Diaz. God bless Diaz. God bless Gloriano. So he was a dictator. What a tool bench. Rose, is anything wrong? No, nothing. Let's move on. We don't need to stay here any longer. Makes me wonder if there's like a fight down there? Like a Visage? Why are you pushing me away so... I mean, there is a save. So there very well might be.
Die. Hard blade.
Good hit. Dance the skeletons. Boom, boom, boom.
Die. Hard blade.
That's a good fight. Poison needle. Alright, let's see what kind of bullshit we're dealing with here. This is our first save since... Oh my gosh. I heard you're going to have a wedding after this battle. There is no guarantee of coming back alive. Even if one of us dies, our bonds of affection are forever. Zieg, your eyes are already looking at the future. Then I will realize the future for you. Sometimes, I don't know if you're really the Rose I know. I am just me. because the Dragoons made an appearance. It seems the souls of the soldiers who died in the Dragon campaign have awakened. I'm sorry, am I fighting a sword? I'm fighting a sword. I'm fighting a sword! It's just a floating sword. Oh, okay. It's an actual thing. Polter Helm.
Die.
Let's get through them quick if we can.
Hard blade.
Oh, did I? Well, I didn't use the ultimate weapon, so fuck it. Whoa, dude, chill. We gotta get rid of him hard. He's got some good magic. I'm not shocked because every single quest line in Final Fantasy VII is obtuse to me. Every single one. Alright, that's good damage. Could have been better. Are there more than one? Sound like he disappeared. Or did he get smaller? What the fuck? Oh shit! What? Alright, I want to see what we're getting for a reward for this, because this is optional. There's multiple parts of this. Alright, we lose. Wipe. Let's try it again. You just spent 250 pounds on plastic robots and we'll be able to make it a D&D later, but fucking worth it! Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh. I'll have to make a cup of tea. I'm getting sleepy. I had a very busy day today. Very mentally charged day. Okay, so magic defense is going to be paramount against this guy, so let's go ahead and see what we got. Especially for Albert. I'm good. All right, let me go make a cup of coffee or something. I'll be right back.
I love point and clicks. I truly
I'll
do.
change this
I love
to the
the
most recent
idea
video
of
too for
exploring
y'all.
a story and making decisions that some people might not find to be conventional.
Here you go.
I like oddball twist.
Enjoy. I
I've
won't be
played
long. I'm
a
just
lot
brewing
of
a cup of
Sega
tea.
Genesis games, not as many as I would like to, but that being said, I understand what to expect from the Sega Genesis, and as such, today I'm going to cover, in my opinion, the top 10 easiest games on the system. Now, little ground rules. I won't be mentioning edutainment, nor will I cover novelty games that can be beaten quickly. Instead, I'll be solely focusing on games with substance that are easy, games that can be casually played, and, maybe even beaten within what some folks might consider a reasonable amount of time. This doesn't mean that the games won't be absent of any challenge, because every game has some level of challenge. These are just ones that are approachable and fun. Let's begin. The 16-bit era of gaming was dominated by quite a few specific genres, right? RPGs, platformers, beat-em-ups, and more importantly, tons of shooters. Thunder Force 3 is the first game on our list today because in comparison to many of the other shooters available not only on the Genesis but others, this one is incredibly approachable, fun, and it has a badass soundtrack as well. Many of the games in this franchise are phenomenal, but 3 and 4 in particular are the best. I did opt to put 3 on this list instead of 4, but I would encourage you to check out both of them. To me, there are certain elements that make Thunder Force stand out against the other competitors, like Gradius, and that's because when you die, the only weapon that you lose is the weapon that you were currently using, at least on the normal difficulty, which doesn't leave you at a total disadvantage like other titles would. You're not being relegated back to level 0 of upgrades and being shit on, right? So if you want a solid horizontal shooter, give Thunder Force 3 a shake. This game is an oddity because it was created by a company that only made 3 games, Sigma Protech, with the assistance of Cyclone System, which, if you don't know, is an offshoot of ICOM, that only made 5 games. It doesn't look the prettiest, and in comparison to other Genesis games, it is rather old. The Genesis was released in 1989 in America. This game was released in 1990, so we have a glimpse at the early ambitions of developers on the Sega Genesis. Shadow Blasters itself is a side-scrolling platformer, but we can play 4 different warriors that each have distinct attacks and abilities on their journey to take on Ashura, who decided to offload his demon horde on Earth. Now in Japan, this is a difficult game, and that's different from the usual formula when it comes to porting games. Traditionally, Japan gets a game and says, "Fuck are you, America?" and gives us the hard versions. Not in this case. It's actually the opposite. Japan got the hard mode, we got the easier mode. It's much more approachable, more playable, and if you want to check out a more obscure game on the system, I encourage you to check it out.
Rocket Knight Adventures is a masterpiece by Konami on the Genesis, and I believe it's because we have a very lovable protagonist that can stand his ground, not only in the video game world, but also in the professional marketing world. Sparkster, the person that we play as, or the animal that we play as, was used fairly heavily by Konami as a pseudo-mascot for a brief moment in time, and that's because the game was massively successful and fun. As Sparkster, we can jump and attack by whacking enemies or guiding an energy projectile. We can charge up our attack and launch ourselves like a rocket, hence the name Rocket Knight Adventures, which also doubles as a way to get to inaccessible areas. We have health pickups, generous lives, and 4 different difficulty settings if we want a more casual experience or a more difficult experience. Now, there was a modern Rocket Knight game. It was simply called Rocket Knight, but it was relegated to the Xbox Live Arcade. It was meant to be a revival of the franchise, but as is expected, it didn't turn out too well. I love this game. I didn't think I would because, you know, it's fucking Mickey Mouse and I'm 31, but I love this game. It's a charming, witty, lofty platformer featuring the most famous mouse in the world. What else could you ask for? In the game, we play as Mickey. We go into Miserabel's castle because Minnie was kidnapped, and we get her back by fighting trivial bosses in unique rooms. And honestly, this game turned out to be a lot better than I thought it was going to. You're always going to be on your toes because you never know what kind of enemy will be thrown at you next, but the game is very fun, even for my kids. The levels themselves are designed fairly well, the game isn't incredibly long, and it was remade in 2013 from the ground up, and it looks wonderful, and it plays just as well as the original. Feel free to check it out. Golden Axe is a rite of passage game on the Sega Genesis. It's a simple hack and slash that was prominent in the arcades as well as the home console Spectrum. Golden Axe itself does have an odd history of releases because the plot has a massive divergence that happens between the arcade releases and the home consoles. But Golden Axe itself, the first game, is just a port, so if you want the true Golden Axe experience, feel free to check it out. Just understand that they're gonna get weird after. Plot-wise, we're fighting bad guys in the land of Uria, where a douchebag by the name of Death Adder captured the king and the princess, and 3 warriors of legend are sent off on a high fantasy journey to rescue them, literally killing anything and everything that they can along the way. It's the American dream. Or should I say Urian dream. Now, as a single-player experience, this can be a tough game, especially near the end, but the good news is, it is multiplayer, and from my personal experience, if you introduce another player to the mix, the game becomes not only more fun, but tolerable. The most recent game in this franchise was a nonsensical, stupid game called Golden Axe Beast Rider in 2008, and it effectively killed the franchise. We checked out Mickey Mouse, now it's time to check out Donald Duck on his silly adventure in Quackshot. Another platformer, Quackshot, has us playing as Donald, who finds a piece of a map in Scrooge McDuck's library. To him, this is the path to riches, so he sets out to become a treasure hunter, outfitted with a versatile gun. That's all I'll say. Plungers, gum, popcorn, any projectile you can find. All of these aspects, by the way, are collectible, but the normal shot we get is the plunger, and it's unlimited. We travel to a few stages, Duckburg, India, as well as Egypt, and we find more and more clues concerning the whereabouts of this lost treasure, which turns out to be a golden necklace. And yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it as a kid. Now, Donald does float a little bit. Like, the controls are kind of sketchy, but it is stupid easy. It was easy enough for me to beat as a kid, but much like Castle of Illusion, this game is a novelty fun game that I think you'd have a good time with. Hot cup of tea. It's a crowdfunding thing on Hasbro's crowdfunding. What? Oh, for the robots. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be on because my neck is hurting like a bitch today. It feels like it needs to pop, and it won't. I'm upset I'm out of milk. That's hot. Oh, bitch, that's hot. Oh, God. Just burnt the shit out of my tongue. Mm-mm. Ow. Alright, so we need to figure out what's causing what. Like, if the sword isn't... Like, what's causing all the magic? Is it the helmet? Is it the sword? Let's take out the sword first, I think. Let's focus on the sword.
Yes. Go. Crash dance.
Die. Hard blade. Die. Hard blade.
Yes.
Get in, losers. We're seizing the means of production.
No!
today.
Don't do it. I'm just a boy. Sword on, you evil bad. Bad man. Oh, cool disco party. Well, that wrecked us. I don't think we're going to be able to do this fight. And I'm command blocked, aren't I? What a tool bench! This guy sucks!
Yes. Go. Crash dance.
Yeah, this fight ain't happening, Chief. That fight ain't happening. We're just gonna keep pushing. As nice as it would be to have great armor, there's no way. No. Love tea so much. Whoever's up, go to bed. I'm shocked Disc 3 isn't over with yet. You'd think that it would be. What was taking so long? There was a lot of FMVs on this disc for it to fit on there. What's up, Harley? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Good eye, mate. Did you get yourself a 3 sandwich? Fucking 3 sandwich? Oath? Struth? You said that about disc 1. I'll probably say it about disc 4 too. I just wanted to be over with. There's so many other RPGs out there. You can keep the 3 sandwich? You want the 3 sandwich. You want that 3 sandwich, and you know you do, and it's delicious. Choose life. I'm alive. Am I slowly dying because of the 3 sandwich? Boom, 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 boom. You might be. I mean, to be fair, according to science, cellular degeneration happens around 26 years old, so... Yeah. Could be.
Die. Hard blade.
Fuck, I'm dead. I don't even know how old you are. I don't know how old any of my friends are. I just assume all of our backs are... Leave her alone! Jesus. Hi, today I'm doing well. Just kind of easing on along. I had a very wonderful day. I sat down and I interviewed Ken Williams of Sierra fame, and that was my day. Gotta say, I've been binge watching your videos since I found you yesterday. So what do you think? You been watching the short stuff or just the long ones? How'd your interview go? Dude, it was awesome. It was awesome. I only asked him for 20 minutes, right, of his time. He gave me an hour 10. So I now have to break that interview up into parts to put on YouTube. I was trying so hard to focus, right? Try so hard to focus on, you know, asking him the important questions while also trying not to just like sit there like a giddy little fanboy. Because I was, you know? Those guys were trailblazers. Sierra was a trailblazing company in so many ways. Your vids give me a half chub, not gonna lie. What do I need to do to get the full chub? That's what I need to know. That's what's important to me as a video producer. And a whole video dedicated to Viagra. I'm delirious almost. I'm so tired. Like it was a very mentally heavy day. Oh, you watch Generations? Oh, that makes me so happy. Generations are my favorite to make. To go through years of archive footage trying to find commercials for all of these obscure-ass consoles that not a lot of people know about, nor do they really care about. At least it exists, you know? In a format that I think to be rather interesting, so... But the 10 series is really what put me. If I don't think I've made it. You'll never hear me say made it because I haven't made it until all of my 5 kids can go to college for free, right? But what put me on the map, if we want to consider that, right? If we want to say, yeah, people know me, kind of. It was the 10 game series. I never expected it to. Just goes to show you how finicky the algorithm can be. Very finicky. Oh yeah. So, and I got in trouble for that video because I didn't mean for it to be like, hey, these are the longest games ever on the console, right? I haven't played every single one, so I can't make that claim. But what I can say is that out of all of the long games that I know of, these are the top 10, right? These are the ones you should play. And everybody's like, well, you know, Tecmo Bowl is 88 hours because you sit through everything. I was like, that's not the point of the video. It's not the point of the video. Just love the info you bring because I have a lot of knowledge and you're still spitting stuff I didn't know. Hey, everyday living's another day learning, man. That's the way I look at it. That's the lesson I teach my kids, the lesson my dad taught me. Dad didn't teach me a lot of lessons that were good. I didn't really have a good relationship with Pops until it was too late, but that was the one lesson that stuck, I think, out of everything, was everyday living is another day learning. Zordon, stop telling your army of skeleton fuckwagons to come ruin my day. Mama didn't raise no fool, Papa didn't raise me at all. I didn't meet my biological dad until I was like 21. Back to Full Chub, one word at Dreamcast. I own quite a few Dreamcast games, but God, I hate that controller so much. I don't like the controller feel. It's not bad. It just feels hollow, like the GameCube controller. Gotta ask Andy for the "no, I'm right, you're a piece of shit" sound effect. Oh yeah? But I haven't played that many games. Like I played Air Force Delta. And obviously Shenmue. Shenmue is the big one. I always wanted to beat Shenmue. And I did. I beat Shenmue 1, 2, and then Yu Suzuki decided to shit out whatever the fuck Shenmue 3 was, and that was a dreadful nightmare of a chore of a game. Like, so bad. So bad. Shenmue 1 is great. Shenmue 1 is... somebody asked me the other day, they were like, hey, have you ever played this? I was like, yeah, dude, I have. And they're like, well, what do you think of it? I was like, honestly, out of the trilogy, number 1 was probably the best. Because it makes sense. Number 2 is a chore. Number 3 is a labor of love. Labor of love. I made a Shenmue video. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Series Slayer. But I rebranded it because I noticed that the videos that had those like novelty titles to it, they didn't do so well. So instead, it's named I Beat Every Shenmue Game. To date, I think is the proper name for it. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I do a lot of different things, and ultimately it boils down to what I'm doing on here, right? So I got a Conquering Companies episode coming out on Konami. I'm going to talk about every single game in the order of release from 1978 to 1983. And then obviously I have that interview I had today with Mr. Williams. That's my focus right now. I really want that to get out because he took the time to talk to me, and I really, really want his words to be heard and seen. But if I beat a franchise, I make a Series Slayer. If I have enough to generate a 10 episode, I generate a 10 episode. Ready Go Gaming Show. The next one we're covering is Ubisoft, for anybody who cares. So. Spin. This is a sweet lance you've got. I don't think I ever paid attention to it. Oh, we got a new edition. Whoa, a new edition? Do we finally level up enough? Moonstrike, huh? Hmm. 200 out the gate's pretty impressive. Let's see what this is about. Miss! Good! Good. Solid. 10 out of 10.
Die. Hard blade.
Are we still leveling up Harpoon for him? I feel like he should be there already. I'm just glad that she's finally doing damage. 1, 2, 3. Oh shit, that's gonna be hard, isn't it? Got some Japanese noodles and rice? Sweet. I rather enjoy the love you give to Capcom and Konami. Some people forget how important they are to revolutionizing the industry, especially from a Japanese perspective. A lot of people don't give credit to Japanese developers. They saved an entire industry. The third generation was led by people in Japan. Sega with the SG-1000 and Nintendo with the NES. And without it, I don't know if the home video game market would have thrived as much as it did. Hell, even the 16-bit era. Sega, Genesis, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and then the Nippon Electric Company creating the TurboGrafx 16. It's always been Japan that buckled down and saved us. And I think, because when I talked to Ken Williams, I was like, hey, how did the video game crash affect you, right? And he's like, it didn't do it as much as you would think, because computer games, they still existed. Like, that industry didn't crash. So I found it very interesting. I would be interested to check out PC gaming history from that era, because Windows 3.1 era, which is a little bit later than the crash of 83 if I remember right, but yeah, I'm rambling. Capital Velweb, let's go. Let's do. God, I love this tea so much. Here we are at the capital city, Velweb. The Seven Towers. Is Diaz waiting for us somewhere in there? That is the Tower of the Seven Dragoons. The throne of the Holy Emperor is underneath there. We are standing at the legendary place where humans began their liberation. I wonder if it's an abominable place as well.
You think too much. It's the same as Cadessa, isn't it? When you drag the past around, you cannot walk anywhere.
It is true, Meru, the forbidden land that was the royal capital of the Wingleys. And this Velweb is a mere historic ruin. Yeah. We can do nothing but settle for the present. It's real great dialogue. Ten out of 10. Now this is good artwork. That looks wonderful. Let's go ahead and take this in. No, this is the second Wingley city. Technically the third, I guess. Technically the third. Ask me anything. Go ahead. Yeah. Ask away. Favorite console of all time? Very difficult question to answer. I own 67 consoles. And the way that I think about it is the ratio of the games that I own for the system versus what I think about it. So in terms of like the library I own to the games I've enjoyed, it's probably the Saturn. But I own the most for like PS2. I think if I was to put retro goggles on and totally ignore the fact that it sucks, probably Nintendo 64. But that's just the retro like memories speaking. You know what I mean? Dreamcast is solid. Saturn was solid. I'm pissed that Sega left. Sega had some good shit. They really did, especially when it came down to arcade conversions. I am 31, so PS2 would probably be a fair, like, even run too. But overall, like, out of like how impressed I am with the library I own, it's the Saturn, I think. It just is. And honestly, I haven't had bad luck with the 3DO either. If I can be honest with you. Everybody gets so pissed off at the 3DO, they're just playing the shitty games. Nintendo 64 has Buck Bumble. Isn't that the Bumblebee game? You run, it's like a first-person shooter, but it's it's a Bumblebee. Where you're floating around. What are these monsters? Spring Hitter. It's trash, man. Did you have a 3DO? Or by the time you could afford that piece of shit, did you, was it already bankrupt? Yeah, the Gold Star version, is that the FZ? Yeah, I know, no, I don't know which version I have. I have the traditional, the regular one. You played the shit out of Road Rash. 3DO Road Rash is awesome. The game I played whenever I bought a 3DO was E-Mercenary. If you've never played it, that game is legit. I love it. Demon's Dance, new edition, cool. I got new magic. I want an attack ball. Gex, I played Gex. The first time I tried to play Gex, it was weird. Wasn't a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of the 3DO's like control pad either, because having the daisy chain controllers is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in my life, especially when it comes to the light guns. I have Rise of the Robots, which is dreadful. Probably one of the worst fighting games I've ever played in my life. It's incredibly stupid. Why would you daisy chain, like, if you're playing a game where you have to move the gun quickly, you're gonna yank it out of someone's hand. They're not like long cables. Point Blank is the shit. I love Point Blank. Was Point Blank in the arcades? I think I vaguely remember Point Blank. I know I remember seeing it at some point in my life. And I remember thinking it looked too cartoony. Die.
Hard blade.
Who created the 3DO? Was it Trip Hawkins? The guy who created EA? Made the 3DO company? Never name your system after your company. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. Yeah, Trip Hopkins. Yeah, the 3DO is one of the more expensive consoles I have. I think the other one would probably be the Neo Geo, but the Neo Geo I have, which will probably blow your mind. Are you a fan of Neo Geo games at all? I know you probably were in the arcade. You probably played the shit out of Metal Slug because we all did. But so instead of the AES, the expensive ass one that came out, you know, in the late 90s, I own an MVS. So I have a consoleized version of the arcade board, right? So instead of having to buy those expensive ass AES cartridges, I can just go over here. Like I think I took one out the other day to show the kids. Here. There you go. This should look familiar. Boop. There you go. Good old-fashioned Metal Slug. And it's big, bigger than my face cartridge that it is. Yeah, buddy. God, this is such a cool thing to have, too. Yeah. So, got the original one. Is that a damn VHS cart? No. So you remember Metal Slug in the arcades? That's what it was. It was one of these. The way that the Neo Geo worked is that you could have up to 4. I think the original run was 2, 4, or 6 of these carts in there, and you could multi-swap between them. If you were an arcade owner, it was very cost productive to buy these with that system, the multi-video spec, because you could just change out whatever you wanted. But yeah, these are like games. This is Metal Slug, the first Metal Slug game. This is one huge cartridge, right, dude? I couldn't fit this up my ass if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It's just too dang big. Too dang big. Couldn't do it. Don't call yourself a gamer until you can shove an entire GameCube up your asshole. That's what I've learned throughout the years. All right, here we go. Damn, Albert's kind of being a little bitch right now, isn't he? He's not healing well at all. Is that a salesperson? I really do hope it is. Brother, there are no customers here. I'm not doubting your word, though. Don't worry. Believe me, there are always customers, even in this kind of place. Okay, I believe you, brother. You're right, brother. There are really customers. It's all due to skills in my passionate merchant soul. You have to learn from this. I sell weapons. I sell items. We are peddlers. It must be fated that we would meet here. Why don't you take the chance to buy something? Let me take you in advance. Yeah, sure. Here's the problem. I can run into enemies here because the yellow triangle is there, so that's stupid. You got the bootleg? So the most cost-efficient thing you could do is you could buy like one of those 162-in-1 MVS carts and you're set, right? It's almost as good as having an EverDrive. Giganto Ring. Energy Girdle, huh? Oh, yeah. No, that's not good. And that's expensive. I don't want it. I think I did. All right, let's get some healing stuff. We really need to get some restoratives. You've got an MVS card and Metal Slug 2, except oh, my bad. I don't have that many Neo Geo games. At one point, I had Neo Turf Masters, and I gave it to one of my friends because just Neo Geo carts themselves take up so much space. I have the sleeves for some of them, which they're the size of a college textbook. It's a bully on the shelf. It's a bully on the shelf. You want to see one? We got plenty of time. It's the end of the night. I'll show y'all one. We got to keep. We got to let old man keep his boner. No longer than 4 hours, though. It's not good for him. Like in this case, we got King of Fighters 98, right? And I'll hold this out just in case old man's going to take his dog out because I know he said that he was going to. But King of Fighters 98, it's as big as a damn college textbook. Like this is level 3 armor right here. This is stupid. When we open it up, let me see before I let my dog out. There you go, King of Fighters 98. The release binder for it. It's about the size of a goddamn college textbook. And you open this up and it's like, oh yeah, cool. This is what's holding it in. Yeah, this is the Japanese version of this one, so yeah, King of Fighters 98. And I used to have a lot more of these, but like I said, I gave them away because they're bullies. This is a bully of a... Like, when you have shelves, this takes up a lot of space. It's like a stupid amount of space. Stupid. Alright. Fangirling now? Your dog's over there going like, God, I want to piss so bad. Why won't you take care of me? Alright, what's all these extra items that I definitely don't want? That's useless and I want nothing to do with it. There we go. Frightens minor enemies. Okay, cool. That's also useless. Anything that says minor enemies, just throw it away. It's stupid. Yeah. Because it'll only ever work on minor enemies, and after 3 ranges of attack, it's no, it's stupid. Bye. Got 5 angels' prayers. You don't need 2 fatal blizzards. Let's see. So are those carts with the arcades changed to when it wasn't just a board? Yeah, so original carts, or the original arcades were like the PCBs, right? The boards. But what was I saying? The MVS, the Neo Geo system, was basically a board with 4 slots, and at any point in time you could change out those games. And I don't have the inserts, but if you remember back in the day, Neo Geo cabinets were red and they had 4 little windows. And the arcade owners could slide in the controls, the instruction things into each of these little things. Let's go ahead and take a look at that to give you some perspective. What's up, Apathy? How are you? What you up to? This is probably the only major PS1 JRPG I missed back in the day. Still going back to? Fuck no, I hate this game and I can't wait for it to be done with. It's got really awkward pacing that just really makes it not worth it at all. Okay, Neo Geo MVS. Let's see if we can get a picture on the inside. So this is what it looked like in the arcades, right? The version that I have is this. It looks like this, but it's the arcade version. This is the AES. This is way too expensive for what it is. Way too expensive. I'm trying to see. Perfect. Okay. So, Bone Daddy, this should answer your question. This is the inside. That's the MVS system. See? Does that make sense? So instead of, you know, if I was to look up the particle board for Donkey Kong, you'd be like, okay, yeah, that's a JAMA board or whatever it is. But for this, it was just you pop in those games, you're good to go. And that was a way to save a lot of money as a arcade owner. Yeah, exactly. And if I can find a picture of the front. So you see at the top, look at the top of where the marquee is. Remember how I said that there was like 4 windows? They would slide in the instructions for all the games. They were at the top. So it was pretty cool. But if I was to go to eBay right now and type in, let's just say for the sake of argument, Fatal Fury 2 AES. That is shockingly cheap. That must be the Japanese version. It's not usually like that. Is the AES market going down finally after 13 years? No, it's not. Look at this. Yeah, you fucking assholes. $5,000. Grow up. Let's do Metal Slug. That was probably better. Metal Slug AES. I'm trying to make an example here. Alright, so $182 for just this game. Whereas if I was to buy it on the MVS, it's probably going to be just as expensive. $70. That's it. Well, I mean, this is 4, but yeah, so much cheaper. And more plentiful because they were they were out there. AES games are still ridiculously expensive. I will never own an AES. I have just accepted that I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with it. Because the cost of an AES is so stupid. They're doing the same thing with the AES that the TurboGrafx community does for themselves. The PC Engine community, where like TurboGrafx 16 CD games are so inanely expensive. It's frustrating. But AES does the same thing. Neo Geo cabinet. I wonder if I can buy a cabinet. Next year, I'm thinking of building one. Look at this. How cool would that to, like, have that in your game room? God, that would be so dope. So cool. I don't know. I know nothing about cabs. I know that a lot of people like the Riz, you might know. What's the name of the Apathy, you might know this as well. It's the Sega's very popular arcade machine. I think it's the Astrocade. Nick, can you double? Yeah, Astrocade, right? Or Astro City, something like that. It's a flat cat. Yeah, this one. This one is massively popular in Japan, so you can do a lot with this. I want an Astro City so bad too. I got a buddy who's got 2 of them. Astro City, that's what it was called. Wait for it. Good night. Post a picture of what I spent $250 on in Discord. I'll check it after the stream, I promise, and I'll give you a thumbs up, and I'll probably chuckle a little bit. They're fun to sit at too, and super easy to change out. Like this is no joke. It's stupid easy. Japanese Innovation 101. It's just you pop it on, plug and play, connect your ribbons, you're good to go. It's dope. The stools, on the other hand, are not comfortable in Japan. Somehow they didn't figure out how to make the stools as good as the Astro City. So let's get back into this. We are at the ass end of the stream, but that doesn't mean you need to leave. You can hang out with us all the way. I was hoping that we'd get through disc 3. It feels like we should be at a termination point, but it's never ending. Your butthole doesn't matter. Play more video games. Alright, look at that huge battery. That one? Human shot, huge arrows from there. Oh, is this what the flashback sequence is from? Aiming at the Tower of Flanville. And back then, humans thought this way. That the arrow would not only shear the darkness that covers the earth, but also shear their corrupted hearts, which were accustomed to being ruled. Yes, it's horrible. Check this shit out, right? Check this out. 32 items. I can only keep 32 items at any given time. You want to know how many weapons I can hold on to at any given time? 230. They got the numbers backwards. Think about that. Think if, Final Fantasy, where you can keep 99 potions, 99 mega potions, 99 elixirs, 99 cottages, 99 tents, 99 everything. And I have to mix and match what I keep to stay alive in a game that's not letting me do a lot of damage, with a horrible translation, with pacing that is all over the place. Legend of Dragoon's not a good game, and I don't understand why people hold it on such a high pedestal. It's really not that good. Is it different? Yes, but different doesn't mean it's good. Vagrant Story is different. Vagrant Story fucking sucks. It tried to do the whole Parasite Eve style, the whole sphere of influence combat thing. It did not work. I couldn't even beat the first enemy in Vagrant Story. It was so fucked. You know what I'm saying? Why are you suddenly starting to say this? I don't know. I still cannot tell. But if we meet the guy who claims he's Diaz, I think we can find out the reason. I'm speaking nonsense again. Let's keep going. A hero from history is awaiting for us. Who's the hero? You want to know who the real hero is? A save spot. That'd be magical. Well, I think it'd be fine if they didn't assign those stupid affinities to the weapons. Like, I shouldn't have to pick and choose what enemy I use a weapon on to avoid it shooting me in the foot 5 hours down the road. That's so silly. Why are there robots here? It's a shame too, because the art style in Vagrant Story is pretty decent, right? Pretty good. What did you steal? Bitch! What'd I get back? Okay. Is that called a Terminator? It is a Terminator. Stop yoinking my shit. It's expensive. Yoinking my stuff, Zordon. Something that bothered me a lot when it comes to a mini version of consoles, why can't the people decide what kind of games they want to be added to the mini? Why do you think this is the idea? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know from a design standpoint if they're doing it to try to, you know, inflate attention to certain franchises, or if they just want to send ripples through their collection thing. Like, I don't own any of the mini consoles because I think they're a fan service, right? Why pay, you know, XYZ amount of money? Well, I can just own the real games. I had a friend give me as a gift an NES Classic, and I was like, oh, cool, thanks. And I kept it for a year before giving it to my neighbor, who was a big gamer. Yeah, don't. It's stupid. Don't do it. Hello? I have been waiting for you. Oh, it's Shirley. What's up? You are Shirley? Why? Why are you here? You ascended to heaven, I thought. Before that, I had something I had to take care of here in Velweb. I couldn't leave the trapped souls alone in this world. Are you talking about... Yes, the 4 souls of the Dragoons who lost their lives during the Dragon campaign. Their souls were drawn to Mayfill, the gate of the Inferno from which you can never return, is requesting the souls of the Dragoons. The Death City Mayfill? I thought it was destroyed. I don't know how, but it is true that the gate of the Inferno is open. Rose, I made their souls inert and anchored them in this place. But there is a limit to my power. After you meet Diaz, please visit this place again and lead their souls to heaven. The souls of the Dragoons are wandering somewhere in the towers. But we have to take care of something else now. Let's go find Diaz. Well, what's the towers and what's what? I don't know what is. Alright, we've been on for 3 hours, 30 minutes. I had a very busy day, so I'm going to go ahead and call it here. With my big interview that I did, I am mentally spent, I am tired, and I think I've earned a good night's rest as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to go ahead and raid out. Alright, cool. That's also, yeah, so the only reason I would say, like, get a PS1 Classic is just to hack the motherfucker and put whatever you want on there. Same with, what was it, was it the Super Nintendo Classic? I don't know. There's a few different things. Okay, we're wrapping up for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. For my YouTube audience, make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I release tons of awesome videos, and I would love to have you as a part of our community. We're a community of loving, well, I guess we're loving. We love video games. I'm very sleepy. Y'all can see it in my eyes. I'm drooping like a motherfucker. Video game enthusiasts that really love remembering a time when life was just a little bit easier to live, right? So if you're on YouTube, feel free to come on over to Twitch. There's a lot more you can do. There's sound effects, there's Streamloots cards, there's channel points that you can redeem to affect our gameplay, stuff like that. You don't have to. I know that some people prefer YouTube. Just know that that option is there should you decide to. I'm going to try to release a video tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be the interview that I had with Ken Williams, because there is some stuff I want to do with it to make it look better. No one wants to just see 2 fucking Zoom boxes for an hour. That's stupid. I might make a historical video, like talking about the first NES games or something, but I'll have something out tomorrow. There will be a video out tomorrow for y'all to enjoy. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it, and good night. All right, Twitch audience, 4 things you can do. Number 1, hit the follow button. All my follows are anonymous. I do that because I believe in Power of the Lurker, the lifeblood of what we do every single day. I have a YouTube, like Nick posted there. I am a YouTube partner, and I have a Discord. I'm not much for the Discord grind, but if you want to see the schedule, talk to me, or see what my plans are for the current projects, that's the place to do it. And finally, if you have the channel points or the Streamloots card and you want to guide the raid, feel free to do so at this time. Otherwise, we're going to find somebody playing an RPG and go make their day a little bit better. Cool? Let's see. Usually I would stay up a little bit later. Okay. I'd stay up a little bit later, but I am beat. I'm so beat. I'm so done with Legend of Dragoon that I might make it like a mandatory play for just the whole week. Put everything aside, get it done with, etc. And move on with our lives. I don't know. Alright, we're going to go raid Talofted. Talofted is a wonderful dude. I love hanging out with him. He's a very kind soul. So go give him all the love. I know he's been looking for a house, and he's been going through the thick of it trying to find a house. So let's go make his night a little bit better. He's playing Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green, or one of the two. I don't know. I think it's Fire Red. And yeah, thank you so much for the bits, the donos, the subs. Without y'all, none of this is possible, and I greatly appreciate every single one of you. And as always, from my family to your family, good energy, good vibes, fortify her out. Keep the flames of hope burning and the flames of retro gaming burning even stronger. By the way, if you're new here, he's 1 follow away from 500, so somebody hit that follow button for me, all right? Be a sweetheart, will you? Take care, guys.